welcome everybody. I am finally having another hangout. And happy Easter. My wife mentioned yesterday I didn't say happy Easter to everybody. So tomorrow's Easter. Happy Easter to everybody. And today is my 11th wedding anniversary when I married my lovely wife. Anyway, it's been 11 years. Yeah, it's been a long time. But today I thought I'd do a hangout, and I've been playing with some different things. I'm going to have a giveaway today. It's not going to be a big giveaway, but I'll post a Google Doc in a little bit, or here in a minute I will. Joel Telling 3D Printing Nerd sent me 4 stickers, you know, when I mailed him that letter recently. And I had 2 extra stickers, so I figured I'll give away a 3D Printing Nerd sticker and one of my 3D HP stickers. So I can send this anywhere in the world. It just takes the stamp that I already have. So in a little bit, I'll throw up a Google Doc. You guys might want to win this. You can get a 3D Printing Nerd sticker and one of my stickers. So, and I've got one person in waiting room. Let me bring him in. And anybody that wants to join in, there's should be in the chat. I posted a link. If you want to drop and hang out and chat. We are not using Melon today. We are using StreamYard because I had too many problems with Melon. And until they work out all the bugs, I won't even consider trying it again. Anyway, hey, what's going on, Matt?
Hey, how's everybody? Yeah, I'm pretty
How
good.
you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
Let's see, who do we got here in the chat? Non-fam. Hello, non-fam. There's Matt. Jason M. Hello, Jason. How you doing? Victor. Hello, Victor. Hey, Kenny. C3DS. Hello. Dwayne King. Hello, Liam. Just a minute. Maker Viking. Hey, what's going on, Viking? Hope everything is well with you. I guess that's just about everybody. Gary T. Hey, Gary, what's going on? And we have another man in the background. Let's see what he's up to. Hey, Liam.
Hey, how are you?
Oh, pretty good. Just playing with stuff, trying to get things ready.
You have something planned? Oh, I know you're planning a big build. But
Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hey.
Hey, Jason.
How's it going, everybody?
Good.
So I wasted $100 this morning. I replaced 2 oxygen sensors on my truck, and when I went to plug them in, I realized one that was on there was not seated all the way, and that was my whole problem all along. So, oh well, there went $10 of filament.
Oh, well.
3D Print Llama, what's going on? Jerry is really quiet. Is my mic okay?
Yeah, you're down.
Seems a little low.
Huh.
And Jason's is very, very loud.
Let me go in here, StreamYard, and turn it up. Me and Matt were just discussing my mic a minute ago. Let's see.
Oh, Jerry disappeared. Oh, well.
We take over the show.
It's no longer. It's not a Matt German show.
Yes. What you been up to, Astro Printer?
I'm resin printing right now. I'm resin printing the remaining parts of that hand I want to use. I want to make the prosthetic hand. So I'm printing that right now. I have 2 more prints to do. And you there, Jerry?
I don't know. I hit the 3 dots, and I guess that kicked me out.
Yeah.
I had to click on my mic down below, and I popped back in.
Yeah, you're not using your normal mic. That's probably why it's low.
Okay, that's not it. Canon Mic, audio.
Llama loops. Hey, Carl.
How's that? Am I better now?
It's a bit louder.
All
yeah,
right.
It's fine. But yeah, I'm resin printing right now. I'm printing the remaining parts for my prosthetic hand. I'll have those done. I'll have them finished tomorrow, and then I'll put it together, and I'll get it working tomorrow.
What's going to control the fingers? Cables, wires?
It's actually there's 2 components to it. There's along the back of them, threaded through the back of them. There's the elastic thread, the round elastic that actually pulls the fingers open like this, and then on the inside there's actually strings in there that are attached to the part called a gauntlet. And what happens is when you bend, when the person uses it, when they bend their wrists, because they have no fingers, when they bend their wrists, the fingers actually go like this because the strings pull them.
Am I louder now?
Yeah.
All right, because everybody's saying in the chat, okay, wifey, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
When I play my Stream Deck, it's going to be screaming loud, but I got buttons programmed, and I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this wavelength out.
Yeah. So the elastic bands, the bands pull it open, the fingers open, and then when you bend the wrist, the strings close them. So when you release the wrist again, the hands open up again.
If you're wearing headphones or earbuds, I'm going to push a button here in about 3 seconds. I don't know how loud it's going to be, so watch your ears. Is that too loud? Is that too loud on headphones?
Yeah, that's kind of loud.
All right, I got to turn this back.
You can see Matt's ears bleeding.
Oh, that's wrong.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
So
Can you hear me all right?
Can't hear you now.
Low.
No?
Very, very, very low.
All right, crank back up.
That's better.
Yeah, I don't know how to fix it. I just won't hit my buttons, I guess.
Yeah. So
if you see me get a super chat, take your earphones off because I'll push a button. So, Dum what's going on? Let's see. TTYT filament from Amazon. It's shit. Don't buy it anymore. It's snapping all over the place. TTYT. I'm not sure.
Try drying it. Stick it in the food dehydrator for 2 or 3 hours. If it snaps, it's probably damp. Dry it out for 2 or 3 hours in the food dehydrator, then try and print it. I bet it'll print better. Now, I haven't used it, but the fact that it's snapping means it's damp.
You could try pulling, 4 or 5 feet off the beginning of the roll and check it. If it still snaps, yeah, try drying it.
I would say just dry it, and then if it doesn't work after that, then dump it. But yeah, give it a try with drying it. Food dehydrator for about 3 hours at about 135 Fahrenheit, and that will dry it out. Maker Viking wants to know what. Jerry wants to know what mic you have.
Oh, it's a Wavelength made by Elgato. It has a software called Wavelength, which is supposed to be really awesome, but I don't have it set up right. I've been working on it for like a week. It's like a $130 mic. It's a cheap mic, but it's well built, got a steel stem. So I got it because I couldn't get my Stream Deck programmed right, and I've had it for like a year. So just trying to get things working right. That way,
Dum, you can get a food dehydrator. If you're in the States, go to your Menards or something like that. You can get a food dehydrator in Menards. You might even get them in Home Depot for about, I don't know, $35, $40. You might find them in the bargain store because the hunting season is over, so people are no longer drying out meats. So they have them in the bargain shelves right now.
You can't hear me tapping on my mic?
We can, but the audio is really low.
Okay, oops. Where'd the button go? Mic's at 100%. Huh.
Maybe we'll get Betty to come down and adjust your volume.
Yeah. If one of you guys lived here and was close, I'd pay you to come over to my house and get my OBS and my Stream Deck and everything working right. Or I could trade you some models even. I mean,
I'm a long drive.
Give you an Ender 3. I want my stuff to work right. So
yeah, I'm a long drive away from it.
Buy a good Rode mic. Yeah, I've got a wireless mic. I've got an Audio Technica mic, which is fairly expensive, and I've got 3 or 4 different mics. So anyway,
I tell you, the Blue Ball are fantastic. These, it's going to knock over. These microphones, they're really good. They're USB. Audio is really good.
It's a USB
for mic. Sorry?
No, Dum's asking where to plug into USB mic.
Yeah,
but again, all mics are USB mics.
But this one is I use it for, like, I do a lot of recording for work. I use it for that. I use it for everything, and I've never had problems with it. The sound is like, you can tell the sound right now is quite good with it, right? And it's really clear. Coffee.
Got me not 1 but 2 coffees, 2 bags of coffee. He hooked me up. So thank you very much, Non-Fam. It's great. I'm drinking some right now.
Well, I'm drinking Starbucks.
In the Nasha cup. I've got my wife's cup, I think. It says, it's good to be a queen. Yeah, it's my wife's cup.
Well, Jerry, now a lot's coming out, isn't it?
We believe you. We believe it's her.
Mad at me. Why do I drink out of her cups? Well, she don't drink coffee, she don't drink tea, so she don't drink out of them. So, and she don't have milk or soda in the coffee cup. So, oh yeah,
No, I drink.
Let's see that. Oh, that worked.
Yeah.
Here's a little model I just recently painted. Let's see if I can show
Oh,
it.
I saw the picture you posted that. It's really nice.
It's from Dennis Moore at 3dfigureprints.com on his Patreon. It's kind of a chibi spawn. That's the one I knocked off the table a few days ago when I broke it. But I broke all the joints and I had to reprint the collar and paint it. That's for my son. I'm going over his house tomorrow for Easter. So
cool.
I'm going to make like 2 dozen deviled eggs. Everybody loves my deviled eggs, and go over there and hang out. And then by DTR, Daniel Fredson Art. Here's a chibi Darth Vader. I'm printing a Stormtrooper right now. It's for a video I'm working on. That little chibi Darth Vader.
You have to do the Darth Vader. What's it called? Darth helmet from was it
Spaceballs?
Spaceballs.
Yeah, you have to print that one.
Oh boy, what else am I working on? The droid parts. Let's see. Jason on the Eggbot, or the Scrambler, they're calling it. I'm just finishing up the dome now, and I have to make sure I don't run out of filament, because I'm not sure if that filament run out sensor works. But I'm at the top of the dome. It should be done before the stream's over, and then I'll have all the parts printed. And here's something I've been waiting to say. So I got my rods and balls in the mail today. Right after the stream yesterday, those little tiny balls. I ordered 5mm, and when I feel them in the package, they feel too little for that ring, that Lazy Susan. But I haven't taken them out yet. But they feel really small.
Yeah, but it's the quantity of them. They sit in the groove inside, and it is what it is. So
yeah,
and it needs some room to move as well.
yeah, as long as they grab both sides of the groove. But I hope they're not too small. And I got these little tiny brass rods here. I got a whole bunch of those.
Oh, for the tracks.
Yeah. And then yesterday, the man that dropped into our stream, but he wasn't there very long, and he kind of got bumped out. He sent us a link over on eBay where you can buy the long rods that go from the tracks all the way through the body, and I've got those ordered yesterday. So,
cool.
Yeah, that's one thing I noticed yesterday is that tripod, we brought one guy in, and tripod's okay, we're going to take you out, and we'll bring Jason in or this guy in. We have enough room. Everybody can stay in as long as they're talking about what we're talking about. There's no reason to bump somebody in the green room. So as far as I'm concerned,
yeah.
So that's
did you see what Kieran says? He says he thought yours were in the jar and that your wife has on the shelf.
Oh yeah, yeah, no. Things are different in my house. I pay all the bills, and my wife doesn't work, and so I'm just different. That's probably why I've been single most of my life, from the 15 on, because I kind of do everything's my way or no way. I don't know. That's a long discussion. So
yeah, and not 3D printing related. So
Right.
yeah, I told my wife today. I made that post on Facebook. I said, "Here, I threw up a picture that it's our wedding anniversary." I said, "Happy anniversary." I said, "Randy, do you know that's the first time in 11 years I've ever done that on Facebook? Because every year I never post anything about it." So
well, happy anniversary to both of you.
Oh, okay. I'll let her know.
She's on chat. She's heard.
Yeah.
She heard of me.
Yeah, I don't want to hear her screaming. So anyway.
So I'm still waiting on my filament to be delivered, and I'm still waiting on word on whether I'm going to get the 500 by 500 printer for the full size droid that I'm planning to do.
Someone might send you one, or you'll have to buy one.
I'm working on possible sponsorship.
I hope so. That'd be cool. Get something that big. You can print anything on it.
Well, the whole thing is, if it happens, the company that does it their name will be put on it. So there's a company who's giving me filament. Their name will go on the droid.
Yeah.
And whoever sponsors me the printer, if it happens, their name will go on the droid, and the droid will be used for many years, so they'll get years of advertising out of it.
Yeah.
For the cost of whatever.
So having a description, etc., etc. Yeah.
And not only that, but I will send it to them every time I show images of the droid. Every time I talk about it, I'll plug them for years. Every time I do public events, I'll plug them. So
anyway,
that's the plan.
If anybody's interested, I don't have a lot to give away today, but Joe Telling sent me 4 stickers recently. And I'm on the wrong camera. What am I doing? I've got four. I got the sticker. I'm giving away one 3D printing nerd sticker and one of my 3D HP stickers. So if you enter the Google Doc, I just put in chat. Anywhere in the world, I will do a drawing here in a little bit on the wheel, and I'll mail these out to one person if anybody's interested. So 3D printing nerd sticker, and got one person in already, and one of my stickers. So
I won't put my name in because I already have some of yours.
So yeah, well, you don't have a 3D printing nerd sticker, right? So
it's yeah. Yours are harder to get. All you have to do is send him as an envelope.
Envelope and a donation, he'll mail you one, but he won't open it up for 2 or 3 months because he's so backlogged on jobs and stuff. It'll take you a couple months to.
Yeah, but no, I won't put my name in. I prefer the 3D HP ones. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I thank you. Let's see, what do we got here? We are big on electrical power here. Llama and sales, recent preview, autopilot.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You're a sailor, mate, the Viking. So am I.
Yeah, Brandy, I forgot that I was on the wrong camera. So, anyway.
So, other than that, I'm hoping to get I'm hoping the filament will appear soon. And if it does, one way or the other, I'll start it. If I have to cut it down and print it, I will. But I'm going to try and avoid cutting it down. If I can print as many parts whole, I'd prefer to do it that way. Because as large as I can print right now is 350. So some of the parts I'll have to cut them into 4 pieces to print them.
Yeah. Well, the R2, you're talking about the R2, right?
No, the LTO, it's the red one with the tracks.
With the tracks.
Yeah, they're designed to be put together in pieces. All you have to do is fill the seam. You could always go over with resin.
This is not sliced. This is not sliced yet. He did the initial design. He did not slice it. He doesn't even have instructions up there for it yet. He said he's going to get to it soon, but he hasn't done so, Michael. So, if I can print a full size, then it's going to be a lot easier for me. And I got the list of the components, the electronics, like the motors and stuff that I need, from Sam because he's already built one. So I got a list of the components from Sam that's needed to build it.
Sweet Bee, that one roll of filament from ZYLTECH yesterday. If you're watching, I've emailed you twice. Please send me back an email. Let me know what color you want from ZYLTECH. So, and your address, so I can get that sent out to you. I've been able to contact you, and I haven't got an email from her yet. So, anyway, so what's going on, Jason? You're off on Thursdays and Fridays, or today? What day is today? Today's Saturday. Yeah.
Yeah. So, no. I work 4 on, 4 off, 4 on, 2 off. So, and 1 day from home. But whatever day that turns out to be, it varies. But so this is my 4-day weekend, every other weekend, 4-day weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then Friday, Saturday would be my other weekend. But today I'm painting, which just made me realize once more how much I dislike painting. So those are sitting out in the garage. The baby R2 and the whatever the first one that we made was with the 3 eyes. Jerry, the little droid. Do you remember the name of it?
Tito. Was this?
No,
not Tito. The first one, not BT1.
I can't remember what they called it.
Anyway, those 2 I sprayed out and put a little primer on to that, to the scramble, and just printing. Well, it's done. I'm printing out the drive gear stuff in PETG, the gears and spacers and stuff. And tomorrow, the bearings and the ball bearings and all that other stuff get delivered. And I emailed Palolu, since they're right down the street, to see if they'd just let me pick it up rather than paying them $17 to ship it 5 minutes, 10 minutes down the road. So I probably won't hear anything back till next week, and they'll likely say no because they don't look like a storefront.
Yeah, I think I ordered from them Thursday, I think it was, and it's coming Monday. And I don't remember what my shipping was, but I don't think it was that much. I don't remember. I mean, if that's what you said you had to pay, that's what I had to pay. But
yeah, and that's why when I saw it, I was like, let me ask. I got they're on Pilot Road. I got to drive right by them to get to the airport every.
Yeah, most people let you come by and pick them up. They should have some other place you can pick stuff up at.
Yeah, they probably will. Even if they don't normally do it, they might do it.
Trying to think of the word will call.
Yeah, can't hurt to ask. So I did.
I haven't been a delivery driver in a long time, so I used to deliver to anybody and everybody way back when.
Yeah, most things I've noticed. Even people that I work with, whether if they live out like Lake Mead area or up by you, usually shipping to my zip code is cheaper than everybody else's from the same place for whatever reason. This just seemed a little high for two small motors to come down the road,
Yeah, when I bought my house up here back in the day, like I've been in this house for 21 years now. I already had a babysitter in the area when I was working in construction. It's very hard to find somebody at 4 o'clock in the morning to drop your son off at. So when I bought my house, I stayed in this area. I thought about moving to Green Valley, but then I was thinking about all the traffic. And I thought about moving to a lot of different places. So I stayed in this area because I was already living in this area, and it was convenient at the time.
Yeah, down here, it's well, when we moved down here, there was nothing but the M and a gas station, really.
You live in Seven Hills?
No, just in not quite Southern Highlands. So I'm Sloan Canyon. So I'm right between Anthem and Southern Highlands in Inspirata. Yeah. So there wasn't a whole lot. Now there's Costco and Popeyes, and then everything else is coming.
Snows here rarely. You go get snow clear out to where you're at.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, just a few. When did it snow last? A few weeks ago, a month ago, something like not too long ago. I had, I don't know, about 1.5 inches of snow on the car, or out front. 2 years ago, I had 6 inches of snow in the front of the house. The road was iced. I started to go to work, and I stopped and came home and said, I'm not going to work because I'm not set up for that in the desert. Years
ago, my wife was a preschool teacher at Henderson International School out there in Henderson, and I picked her up my dually. I used to have a big diesel dually, a Ford four-door jacked up real high, and I remember being on the freeway, and it was just covered in like a foot of snow everywhere. It's like I've never in my life dealt with this. So, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, but see, you also don't put all-weather tires in your cars either, because you don't experience that weather. Our default tire is all-weather, so it's designed to handle that.
Yep.
Yeah, BB-R2 was the name of that little droid, Baby R2.
Yeah.
No, Baby R2 is the R2.
Yeah, but it's the one with the round head you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got that angled head with the 3 eyes. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that one.
I'm gonna pull it up.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
That one. Yeah, what's the name of that one?
ASPC.
I got it here. Let's see, let me find it. R5D4. Baby R5. That one. So that one finally got a coat of paint on a day where it wasn't raining or 100-mile-an-hour wind.
Is that Godzilla?
Yeah, this is a Godzilla done by Bowden Cement. No, not Bowden Cement. Wexter done this Godzilla. And I primed it in clear resin, ZYLTECH. I had a lot of clear. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put lights in it, and then his, whatchamacallit on his back, scales, what you want to call
spikes, whatever.
Spikes, they will light up in red, and then his eyes and his mouth will light up in red, and then I'll paint the rest of it. So I'll probably take silly putty it so I can prime it and then paint it, and then I can put lights in it and work on that. So
you're using silly putty as your to stop the paint from spreading.
Yeah. So I got a big thing of silly putty. Instead of buying a bunch of little ones like kids use, I bought a big egg for like $30. So you can, cover things up, mask it, paint it, peel it off, throw it in the garbage. SPC 3D. Hello, how you doing? Hello, Carl.
I need to get your price sheet, Jerry, for painting.
I'm not that good at painting, and I got so much to do. So, I just kind of tinker here and there. People are like, we'll do a painting video. Well, I kind of figure it out as I go. Yeah. So, and I pick up tips from other people.
Oh, Jeff is in Canada.
This thing moved.
Yeah, so but that's all I'm working on right now, and that and my day job. hoping to start doing some astronomy now in the next couple of weeks, because the weather is warming up here.
And if you guys watching haven't filled, or even on stream, if you haven't fill out the Google Doc, I'm going to give you a 3D printing nerd sticker and one of my stickers. I'll mail it anywhere in the world. Just fill out the Google Doc. We'll do a drawing here in a little bit, and I'll mail out a sticker. There are 2 stickers to you.
Hey Jerry, you remember that resin that oh, what's his name? Now I can't remember his name. The guy in Florida that's got the store in the mall.
Trevor.
Trevor. Yeah.
Trevor.
Nobody can remember.
E-Sun. He sells E-Sun.
Yeah, well, he had some other water washable resin that he was using that he said it was pretty good. I tried it out and it was horrible. I was hoping he'd pop in sometime today because I wanted to ask him if maybe I got a bad bottle or something. It stained the vat.
I sent him a link. I haven't tried
bad.
the water washable, but I hear a lot of people can't get it cleaned out well enough. The model does alien and blows apart.
No, like I've been using the Elegoo water washable for since they've come out with it, and the ceramic gray, and it's great. I don't have any problems with it. I haven't had any models explode or split or crack. Cleans up very easily. This thing, it stained a metal and a plastic vat white.
Wow.
I was able to scrub it off the metal, but I can't. I don't want to get into the plastic too much on the Mighty 4K. So it's stained. The models come out looking very okay. So I know the camera's going to be horrible.
Make him match.
But where is it? So see how it's kind of shiny?
Yeah.
Where am I? So it comes out really shiny, almost like if you were to go to one of those machines at the zoo where they blow mold or like a toy tiger or something for you, for the kids. It comes out almost like that, and it prints really nice.
Well, it's water washable. You don't need to scrub it in IPA then. But
no.
The resin, the shiny would be, there'd be resin left on the model, and I'd have to scrub it off better with IPA.
Well, I do. So even with the Elegoo, so I'll wash it in the water just to get the excess off, and I'll brush it off, take it out, and I'll hit it with IPA and brush it down and let them dry. And the I think I've got some. Yeah. So this. This is the Elegoo water washable ceramic gray. So, and I know camera's horrible, but it's great. This, I mean, it's not bad in terms of how it printed. I don't like it.
It looks like it's got white glue on part of it. If you wanted that to be a finished print, you can't have it like that if it's spotty.
No, what happened here, that's where the drain hole was, and I just left it sitting, and it just continued to drain. And when I noticed it, I just hit it with a UV light and let it cure because I didn't care. I'm not going to do anything with it. So I'm going to reprint it. But
you completely dry them out 100% before you UV cure them, right? Okay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, it sat out for probably a day or two before I cured it, and I didn't realize that was on there. But
my Frozen Mighty 4K and my Anycubic Photon Mono X, the mid-size resin printers, ZYLTECH resin works perfect in them. You don't have to go in and tweak settings, and it just works. But then I start using other resins like some that I'm reviewing right now that cost $158 for 3 bottles, and you got to tweak this and that and this and that, and you still have failures, so you got to tweak this and that and try to figure it out. And I don't know why, but ZYLTECH just works.
Yeah, that's good stuff.
In the larger resin printers, you have to tweak settings to get them right, where the Elegoo, no matter what brand I put in it, it just prints. I had 2 failures in 2 years on the Elegoo. There's the small one. But when you get in the bigger printers, it's like you got to tweak things.
Wow. Yeah, I've never had a problem with Elegoo.
Yeah, I used to use them originally, and I went to ZYLTECH. When the price started going up, everybody starts buying something when they reduce it. So then they jack up the price, and I move on. So that's why I moved away. But Elegoo was always a good resin also.
Yeah.
I've had 2 failures in 2 days with resin. Not complete, but I was just printing so many small components on the platter that some of them failed, some didn't. But that was okay. I can just go back and reprint them. But I think it's because I'm doing too many at a time. Is probably what part of the reason why I completely filled the bed, the build plate, because I want to do them fast, and I ended up half of them not working.
Were they different heights, or was it all the same model?
They were various different heights.
So what I'll do with various heights is I'll put them in order of height from one side. So as it tries to lift, it's not pulling a full force across the FEP. So it'll break off the small ones kind of first, and then as it raises up, I mean, it's still all together, but as it moves out, I don't know if that does anything, but it makes me feel better about it.
Well, we'll see. I'm doing another one now, a lot of small components. Let's see how it is. Because what I'm making is, for the hand that I'm making, I need to make the pins to join the knuckles together and so on. And I'm printing all that now. And I'm printing what's called a tensioner that goes on the back of the hand here. That the strings come up and go into the tensioner that actually gives the tension for the force the hand to open and close properly.
I made a mistake on a couple models. I had a raft set in the slicer on Cheetah Box, and when I laid my model directly on the build plate, I forgot I had that raft on there. So once it got done, I have this great big thick giant piece of plastic all the way across the bottom that I've got to try to sand off. So just got to slow down and take your time when you're messing with settings. And you know, a lot of times I'll kick things up a couple millimeters. Well, I started going back to 5 because it's really hard to get that raft off with my hand if I have that bottom layer so close to the model. So I try to kick it up higher.
I had with one, yeah. I had that with one of mine, whereas I tried to print the palm side of it, and the raft actually adhered to the. I sanded it out because resin is easy to sand, right?
I needed to not have a raft, and that would have solved the problem. So I forgot I had a raft there. So when I printed that part, I could have laid it down flat, but I didn't.
Yeah, mine was curved, so I couldn't. And the raft, and I didn't give it enough height off the bed, so the raft adhered to it. But it is easy enough to sand. Resin is easy to sand. That's the one nice thing about it. FDM can be a pain in the butt. Resin is easy to clean out.
Right before I started, somebody had asked me a while back in the stream, you know, how easy is to sand resin? Well, I use these to sand resin. You know, they're for fingernails. And for you guys out there that have bought those pet egg things, whatever, you sand your heels on your foot, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
That's how easy resin sands. That's exactly what it's like. You know, you sand your foot and all that white stuff comes off instantaneously. That's how easy resin sands.
Oh yeah, it comes off as a nice fine powder, and then
shirt, you know, you have dust shirt off, get a wet rag, wipe your shirt down.
And the nice thing about it is it's if you just smoothen afterwards. So if you use coarse, if you have to get it down a lot, like I did with that raft, use some coarse stuff. It comes off in a few minutes, and then go to a finer grid paper, do circles, and you're done. It's nice and smooth again.
Yep.
Yeah, it comes out really nice. It's this one. It was this side of it, but it came out really nice. This had a raft. There's one little mark here that I have to put a drop of resin into to patch it, but it came out nice and smooth. Look, and that took 10 minutes to get the raft off it.
Yeah, I liked your comment on the group. You said, "Hey, I got some plush color resin. What should I print?" And no, don't say that or something like that. Yeah.
Well, I said. I like to keep my content family friendly, so be watchful of what you say.
Yeah.
You know, people will come up with something weird, so I had to be careful.
Yeah, Betty Boop wants my Ghostbusters shirt. I haven't worn it. And the reason I ordered this shirt is when I get that car done, I was going to do some videos with my Ghostbusters shirt, but the car's not done. So
when is that going to happen, Jerry?
Sometime this year.
This year?
Yeah.
It'll be December. We won't say what December, but it'll be December.
Start painting it. Well, actually, what I should do is every week do what I did before. Start painting some parts.
Yeah.
Set up some parts, and every week I work on a piece, and then maybe in a month or two I'll be done.
You should find a local body shop to see if they'll give it a spray paint for you. They might do it for you.
Yeah. Well, I got this stuff out in the garage. I can professionally paint. I'm pretty good at it.
Okay.
I'm not good enough that you would want to hire me, but I'm good enough to paint my own stuff.
No, but I'm saying is like it'd be funny. You could put up a post saying, "I need to get my car worked on today," and then you get them spray painting, go in really close, and then zoom out. It'll be the small model that you're working on.
Liam, that hand that you're making, is it for someone or something you're just prototyping?
It's not. Well, I know resin is not a good idea for functional parts because it tends to crack easier. And I'm printing it like if it comes out well, and it's strong enough, and it seems to be strong enough. I actually may offer it up for somebody, right? It's designed for the size of a child. And if it comes out the way I hope it does, and it should, I might actually offer up. But resin is heavy because I'm doing 100% to make it stronger. So, but I probably will offer it up to somebody because there's a group called eNable, and they actually have a whole series of these. And they actually normally print them with they recommend them doing like a PLA or PETG or something or ABS. And I decided to try one with resin to see how it came out. And if it comes out strong enough, then a child could actually use this. But there is a bit of weight in them. Whereas if you do it with FDM, there's a lot of more infill inside in it, and it's a lighter product. So we'll see.
And would you like coat the inside of the fingers to give it some grip?
You can actually buy silicone. Anyone who ever used a 3D pen, you can when you buy 3D pens, you often get silicone tip covers for your fingers, so it doesn't get hot in your hand, right? You can actually use those and actually put them on the fingertips of them, so that when they close, it actually gives a silicone grip.
Little people prophylactics. I don't want to say the word midget. I don't want to offend anybody.
Oh, Jerry. Well, you can actually buy those fingertips. They use them in a lot of things.
Right.
So you can get them and you put them over the plastic is what you do. So or if you wanted to, you could basically coat the tips of them with what's that spray on rubber?
Yeah.
Like spray seal or something.
Yeah,
Flexi seal.
Yeah. If you spray the tips of it with that, now you got a tactile surface again. So you want one with grip,
If you put Tenacious by ZYLTECH in your resin, it'll make it flexible. Depending on how much you put in, you can make your parts.
See, I don't want it flexible. I want it less crackable.
Yeah.
Because this hitting something will crack if you hit it hard enough. Yeah. Especially kids because they play around a lot more, right? Whereas if you do it in PETG, it'll take a bit more of a beating. But I'm going to get more and more involved with these Enable guys because I like what they're doing, and I like to do functional, helpful parts. Like I do stuff for the blind and stuff as well. So I like. I don't know. Have you seen these?
It's kind of bright, washed out. I think what you're pointing at.
It's tactile astronomy for the blind. They can navigate the night sky through touch.
Oh wow, that's really cool.
These are my design. I have, and it's one per season. So this is the type of stuff I like to do. And these are cool. These are the reason why I've got my Ender 5 Plus, because they're 30 millimeters or they're 30 centimeters wide. Mm-hmm. So because they're so large, I couldn't print them on anything else. So I got my Ender 5 Plus to do those. But I like to do stuff like that. I do stuff with astronomy. I like to do stuff for outreach. I do some stuff that's with Braille on it. I'm working with another group with NASA right now that have they've designed a system to show you the heliosphere around the Earth and stuff like that, the solar wind and how it interacts with the planets and stuff. And I'm waiting on them to send me the original design docs because I want to turn it into a tactile version so the blind can use it to learn as well. Because right now it's actually only in written text and printed on it. I want to split it all out and then actually be able to do it tactile instead.
I'm a cheapskate. For my anniversary, I went to Cane's and I got brandy chicken fingers.
Well, I don't know what Cane's is, so
they're overpriced, but they're really good.
We don't have them here.
So yeah, they're really good chicken fingers.
If you want overpriced here, you go to what's it called? What's the other big chicken place?
Popeye.
No,
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No, really big.
Yeah, KFC was good when I was a kid, and they've been downhill ever since.
I can't remember their name now. There's another big chicken place here that's
Too salty their food now.
here. It's so big you have to queue up there. I mean, there's queues outside the door to get food there.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Church chicken?
No, let me look it up. Sorry, I have to look it up. I can't remember their name. They're huge here. I think they're a Canadian company.
If anybody would like to drop in and hang out, I'll put the link here in the chat.
Yeah, I'm actually working on a project right now. I've been turning around.
Chick-fil-A, is that what you're thinking of?
Chick-fil-A, that's them.
Okay.
They are, for some reason, now I don't like their food, but for some reason they're hugely popular.
Same way here.
Yeah, I don't understand. They're like, it's deep fried food. How can you? Why would you queue up for it? Come on, you can go anywhere else and you can get deep fried chicken anywhere, and better. Sorry.
Popeyes has a really superior chicken sandwich you can buy. They got a spicy one, the regular. It's the best of the best on the chicken sandwiches.
Oh yeah, I was happy when they opened the Popeyes here.
I don't think I've ever had
Oh,
Popeyes.
yeah.
I went
like
to
Popeyes.
McDonald's 2 weeks ago. I wanted their chicken sandwich. It's breaded and it's a good sandwich. And they said, "Oh, you want?" She asked me, and I walked up when I went to drive-through. "Hey, do you want a chicken sandwich?" "Sure." So I got their special, and I didn't realize it was one that they had the new one that came out. There's no sauce on it. It's a chicken patty. It's got a pickle or two on it, and bun. There's no sauce whatsoever, and it was pretty terrible without having dressing on it of some sort.
Dominic, you're talking about coating the fingertips. I haven't, but I could do that. But I'd rather the silicone ones that slip on over the fingers. So if they get damaged or whatever, they can easily be replaced. Because the whole idea of this is, once it's done, you give it to somebody. You can give them a couple of spare parts, like a couple of spare fingers or spare connectors and whatever, and they can fix it themselves and they can repair it themselves if they need to. Or they can always get somebody to 3D print a part to make it fit. And then when they get older, you just print them a larger size one. Right? That's the whole idea. And most people print a left hand and a right hand. And you send them, because one person might get another somebody else will get the other hand. And it'll vary like that.
Everybody watching, if you'd like to win a 3D printing nerd sticker and one of my stickers, fill out the Google Doc. I'll mail it anywhere in the world. We'll have a drawing here in a minute. The person that gave me a thumbs down, don't enter. So anyway, just scroll up a little bit. It'll be up there. There's a Google Doc. Yep, right here. Yeah, every week I always get thumbs down, so I don't know why, but whatever.
I don't do it. Not me, Jerry.
When I do my videos, a lot of people know it takes a long time to edit videos and try to make them right. And then once I'm done and I post them, I watch and it's like, oh, I should have said this, or I forgot to do that. But I do my best, and then I get thumbs down. It's like, why? I put a lot of time in those videos. And I'm trying to make everybody happy. And whenever somebody comments, I answer every single comment. If you go on most YouTube channels and you look at all the comments, nobody's replying to them. I reply to everybody. So,
Here.
You can't make everybody
Finger.
happy. Oh,
That's the finger of it.
nice.
There's some of the other designs that look better, but the joints and so on are actually made for an FDM, so they're already pre-joined. You print in place, and you can't do that with resin, because resin will seep between the joints and actually seize it all up. So you have to do it for resin. You have to do it separate. Like this one has got fingernails.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
I have to sand off some of the supports that were used in there. But you can get a with or without the fingernail design in it. So you can actually paint the fingernails so it actually looks different as well for kids, And then that would then go into where I put the hand. That would then go in here. There, Jerry.
I was gonna say, move it over one,
I always said I was going to do it when I got the fingers printed. So I actually did it. Now that I got the fingers printed, I can actually show you the finger.
Oh, Jerry, can I show you one of my prints? What just came off the printer?
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Bye.
There we go.
Bye, Matt.
You're always welcome.
This one is
Well,
still in
nice
black and
feet.
white.
What?
Oh, cool.
You want us to watch black and white? Come on, man.
I know. I just made the colored one.
Wow.
The color for it. So
Oh.
I don't know.
That's the backing. Nice.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do it on the show right now and put the backing on.
Oh, awesome.
So
Yeah, I asked Matt on his group that he should write something up, if not do a video explaining his process. Luban explains it, but Matt has been doing them constantly. He might be able to explain it easier or better, whether it's written or in a video.
I keep it simple. My borders are 5 mil all around. So they're 100 and 90 millimeter wide, then I minus calculate the 5 plus 5 minus of, the 10 millimeter basically from the, so it's 280, and then I calculated that and put it in the computer, and then I just print the right size out. I use Photopad, and with Photopad you can put the exact number in under printer, and then it will size the picture for you the right size. You don't even have to measure the other angle, the other side of it. Just one side you need to measure. And once you print it out, you get this. And of course, this line right here, that's your 5 mil line. So this side you never want to cut. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this bottom piece off. 1 millimeter little of white I leave, and I come back to you once I cut it and show it and glue it on.
Inkjet printer or laser jet, or doesn't matter.
Inkjet I use.
But it wouldn't matter as long as it's color.
In
Yeah,
Lube Band, when you
exactly.
pick your file in Lube Band, does it automatically pick the thickness, the infill, or do you have to set no infill or the thickness? Does the program tabulate that for you?
Here you go. I have my settings right now on screen. So, 1 second.
You barely see that.
Yeah, sorry, it's not focusing.
That's okay. No, well, you must
I
remember.
take a picture and I will post it in your group.
Yeah.
On your I will make a writing to how my settings are exactly, and yeah.
They say it's better. Sorry, I was going to say they say it's better to have no infill and actually do more lines rather than actually do the zigzag infill or whatever, because the infill is actually change the tone of it.
You wanted 100% infill, but not very thick.
Well, no, you want 100%, but you want it all path lines rather than infills. If you're doing this infill, the infill will diminishes the amount of light coming through greatly. But the more lines you do, as in if you paths up and down, and actually do it with actually layers rather than infills, you actually get a nicer finish.
Not Christmas the year, not the last Christmas, the one before. I printed up some for a family, but it's been a while. I forgot my settings, but I did use Lube Band on those. I've done a couple things, some comic book covers.
Oh, question. I'm thinking of covering these fingers with the joints with spray on PTFE, so they'll actually move smoother. What do you think on the resin prints? Should be okay, yeah? You're more resin than I am, Jerry.
Spray on PTFE.
You get it's dry lube. Dry PTFE, you spray it on, and it's with an alcohol, and the alcohol evaporates off, and you just leave PTFE behind.
Spraying it on what?
PTFE on the resin.
Oh, on your FEP.
On the resin, no, on
your part.
The
on the joint.
So the joints move smoothly.
Oh yeah, it might help.
It's self-lubricating.
That's what I've been doing on my stuff too already for quite a long while.
Well, on a printer, yes, but I'm talking about actually on a printed part.
Like a dry.
I did that.
On your garage door.
I did it on my paint turntable. I did it.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I was thinking. That would then it would lubricate it well, and then there'd be no sticking of the joints when they move. You know, they move freely.
All right. Now I cut the picture off. 1 millimeter left on the bottom. You can see roughly. It's hand cut, so there will be a slight slack in it, but should fit perfectly. And let me put my clips on.
Yeah, the last hand I did was the Iron Man one. It looked at but it came up as far as the elbow, and it was actually the Iron Man red and gold hand. That was a long time ago.
You need a nap, yeah. People think of me all the time whenever they take a nap.
I know I need a nap.
You have one. He's here on screen.
Hey, Daniel, if you'd like to pop in, I can put a link out there. I plan on ordering more of that filament. It's been printing fine. I had a few initial issues, but I had some under extrusion on 2 printers, so I swapped out the nozzles, and then it printed fine.
Oh, is that the one that I recommended you?
GST 3D, yeah.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
PLA
you
Plus.
He said that Matt had mentioned it, so I got a hold of Matt about it.
Yeah.
And I guess they offered him a job working on their extrusion line down in Florida. So I guess he might be working. I don't know if he is or not. He might be working for them and Disney.
Well, they're in Miami though. He's near Orlando. There's a big difference. There's a 2.5 hour drive.
And here he is, the man himself. That looks really nice, Matt. We have Daniel from 3D Maker Hub.
Yeah, that's
Hey,
great.
Daniel.
How you guys doing?
How's life?
How you doing?
Daniel.
Long today. I was up until about 4 or 5 a.m. to sit there and try to fix this printer and get it setting right. For some reason, I was having hard fluctuation on heat. Fluctuation was causing the Z-rod to move up and down. But needless to say, I figured out what the problem was. First and foremost, there was no grounding off the power supply, as well as there was an issue along the lines of, for some reason, they don't put a sock on my hot ends.
Oh, some don't do that. Yeah, then there's a mistake. What type of printer is it?
It's fun printer. Let's go with that.
It doesn't
You guys
start with an A and end with the words net.
Maybe.
The newer one or the older one?
You get an A, Liam.
It's a W. Oh no.
Can I buy a vowel?
No. It's one of those ones. It's a kit, and I mean it's a kit to the point that the only thing they really do in the whole kit is drill holes and put terminations on the end of the cables. Everything else you do yourself. Everything is fully assembled. You have to assemble it from scratch. Didn't Dan doing it? He was doing a build last night, and
He had an A8. That is right. That is right.
And the wiring is that.
I was really busy moving everything, so it was one of those
A
things.
few weeks ago, I was plugging GST 3D all over the place, and Chris Warkocki got on my page, or he's one of my friends on my page. He said, "That's not made in America." So then I tagged Daniel and said, "Well, my friend Daniel from Makers Hub was just offered a job on their extrusion line, so how's it not made in America?" And then Mr. Buttram, Boiler Ram, he calls himself now, posted a video that shows that drone flying through all their plants. So obviously we're in America. I don't know. I understand that he's real tight with printed solid, and I love printed solid, but there's nothing wrong with competition. And the world's a big place.
Competition is the food of innovation, right?
It's only PLA plus also. So
Correct. So they will not do anything besides PLA in general. And it started out in Argentina. That's probably why he's misconstrued. The original plant was open in Argentina, and they were making all the filament over there. I believe it's a total of 4 extrusion lines, but they're adding in a 5th one here in Miami. That's just in the one plant there. The other plant, what's in Miami, because they have 2 plants, that one has a total of 3 lines there, and then Spain opened with a total of 6. So,
and even if the pellets come from overseas, it's still made in America.
They all do.
But it was made in California. My Ford, which is an American company, was made in Mexico. My dually I used to have. So,
Do you know, out of all the cars, guess which car has more parts made in the U.S. than anyone else?
Honda.
Yeah.
The vast majority of the Honda parts are made here in the States.
Honda lawnmowers, Honda motorcycles, Honda car. I don't know about the cars, but everything with Honda has always been superior. Japanese companies are great companies. They always have been.
Their generators are second to none.
Yeah.
They have fantastic generators, and they're so quiet. I know one of the guys we go doing astronomy with. He's got one of these mobile ones. It's a small unit. You can carry it in your hand. It's heavy, but you can carry it around. And he could run that. It'd be 5 feet away from you, and you wouldn't even hear it running.
Yeah, not this printer.
Your vehicles, as long as you do maintenance, change oil, air cleaners, air filters, things will run forever. I knew a man years ago. His Ford wasn't running right, and I came over and looked. He goes, "I can't get it to start. It won't run." And I popped the hood, and the engine, of course, is just caked in dirt like you wouldn't believe. And I said, "Have you ever changed air filter?" He started laughing. He goes, "This doesn't have an air filter." I said, "Yeah, see that box right there?" So we unscrewed it and looked like it had been on there for 1,000 years. Replaced it, started right up, ran fine.
But yeah, Jason, I actually need to get with you. I don't know you outside of this realm right here, but I see you got 2 boxes working right there. My issue is with 1 box. It's not even halfway decent. Like I got mild quality prints, but still fighting with the retraction on the Ender 6, to be truly honest.
Talk tripod. Tripod loves the Ender 6.
No, that's the CR6.
Oh,
that's the CR6.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, my mistake.
The 350 millimeter Bowden tube is a huge fight, to be truly honest. And I don't know where I'm tapping, if it's tapping at the right. Like right now, I'm at like 10 and 50, and
Wow.
she still seems to
No,
wanna
you're too hot. If you're getting stringing, you should not be retracting that on a Bowden tube.
Yeah.
I'd say the most you should go is 6 or 7. If you're going over that, you're printing too hot.
I'm running. Let me just pop it up.
I
so
run my
I can tell you
Ender
for
5
sure.
Plus. I run my Ender 5 Plus, which is a really long Bowden tube, right?
Yeah.
At 6 or 7 millimeters retraction, and that's at my maximum, right? That's for PT, and then at 235 for PETG, and that's the most I can get. If I go over that, you're end up putting the material back into the tube, and you're actually going to cause clogs.
So I'm running, and it's weird because like Liam said, so my Ender 5 Plus, the Bowden tube was, I would say, maybe even a little shorter than what I've got on the Ender 6, but I'm running 4 and 25 when I've got a model with long travels, and anything that doesn't have travels, it's 3 and 25, and I get absolutely no stringing. But when I changed the Bowden tube, that's what really made the difference. So the stock Bowden tube was garbage.
It is, yeah. Capricorn tubing is the way to go.
I put the tough tubing on, just what I had. So, and they're both, whatever, the same thing. But
Both work the same for me.
I like the Capricorn XS, not the standard, because the XS is a much finer, less tolerances, that's less leeway in the tube. So you can even do TPUs on that long tube.
Yeah, what I found, I used XS in the past, and what I found was on longer Bowden tube runs, I would get jams. It was just too tight a tolerance, so I had to loosen it up a little bit. But for this one, something's going on with what you got set up, Daniel. You shouldn't be at 10 and 50 for sure. And I know that's how Creality sets it up at 10 and 50, because what can't retract at 10 millimeters, but it doesn't need to be at all. And I just left the E steps 140 because with that extruder, I think that's what I've had on.
I didn't have any of the normal problems like everybody else where it's all eating up and stuff like that. It's just since day one, it's just been a fight and a half with it.
What's your retraction speed?
Come again?
What's your retraction speed? Retraction speed can cause a lot of problems.
He said 50.
50 as retraction speed? That's for what, PLA or PLA plus?
It's PLA, but it's really, really, really tough PLA. I'm not sure if I have my cameras hooked up properly, so bear with me like 2 seconds. Okay, there we go. So right there, that helmet, I guess I can hit it with something.
Well, you don't need to, because the last time you did a demonstration was crack. Well, I would say drop your retraction speed.
Yeah.
And if you're getting stringing, there's a little, if you're using Cura, enable outer wall wipe and set it to 0.2.
Okay.
What outer wall wipe does, I use in PETG all the time, and it's fantastic because PETG is notorious for stringing, right? What it does, it goes to one part, and when it finishes the print, it actually moves in to wipe the nozzle when it retracts before it moves, and then when it's moving, increase the speed of the hop speeds, make that faster. So then by the time it gets to the other location, the nozzle's cleaned, then it jumps over fast. So there's no time to ooze before it gets there.
My pet G strings really bad, and I take a propane blowtorch actually and burn it. But I think it was David Pexel that was telling me to, I think he said turn off retraction. I don't remember. I used to simplify 3D, and I think he told me to turn it off.
No. Okay.
No, I know some people turn off retraction for TPU.
Yes.
But like even with TPU, I use a 5mm retraction on TPU, and I get no stringing. If I try to go with no retraction, especially with Ninja Flex, that stuff.
Well, yeah.
But with either Saint Smart or whatever else I'm using, I always use retraction. I turn combing off, but
yeah.
Well,
combing
with the Ender 6, I love it to death and stuff like that, and I'm probably kicking myself in the bum, but you tell me this printer can go 150 millimeters per second, that's where I'm setting it. So that's probably also an issue.
Jason, were you saying use Idea Maker? Wasn't you telling me to go with Idea Maker, or some program you're talking about?
Yeah, Idea Maker is good, and I'm slowly migrating the printers over to Idea Maker, one at a time, because that'll just drive me nuts if I've got 6 printers and all my profiles are crap. But the Ender 6, I'll tell you, if you get up into 150 millimeters a second, you've got to make some concessions. You're going to be changing the hot end. You're going to have to run your temperatures hotter. For one, a lot hotter, and it's going to get loud. Yeah. I've found that anything past about 120, it sounds like a garbage truck emptying a metal dumpster. It's just loud. It's just really loud. And I mean, the Daedalus is loud with the 0.9mm steppers as it travels, especially when it's moving at diagonals and it's got everything running at the same time. It's got 5 stepper motors running at the same time.
You started playing with settings and cranking speeds way up. What do you print, a test cube? What do you test it on before you actually try a good print?
No, a test cube is worthless if you're trying to test for speed, because it's never going to get up to 150 millimeters a second. It's going to get up to 50 and then start to slow down and turn the corner.
What would you use to test with?
I'll just get into 360 or Tinkerbox, and I'll just make something stupid that's wide and open, a couple walls, and just let it run around the whole bed a few times just to see what's happening. Put something just drop something in the center, see how it travels and retracts and strings, and that's just no real print. Now if it gets past that pretty good, that's when I'll move into something else, other models that have waves and curves, so I can kind of see how it's retracting and moving along, because like the Ender 6, it has stock board, it has no linear advance, it's got none of that. It just doesn't work. It's just not there. Creality just doesn't build a board that enables it. So you got to play with a little bit, but it was actually not too bad right out of the box. I looked at the models they sliced that came with the cat and the rabbit and all that, and you can just see what they did to compensate for what they were trying to achieve to show you. And it's just not realistic if you're not going to print a rabbit this big. So you're really starting from scratch.
That is true. Because the models what are given on these printers, they're 40 millimeters tall at most.
Yeah.
At most. I mean, it's great test print, but it's not really showing you the full features. For me, when I print out and try to go as fast as I can, I do full bed stencils. So I did a Gundam stencil, I've done a Batman stencil, I've done Transformer stencils, something what is really fine, and if you're off just by a little bit, you're going to notice it when you put it up against the wall and you spray a little bit of spray paint. You're going to see all the stringings and stuff like that. When it comes to the height test and stuff like that, I won't go as crazy as Matt trying to print a Harry Potter wand, but it's something along that lines to where it's really going to test your height. And that was one thing about the Ender 6. What I still non-slick actually helped me out with that one. So after a period of time, the vibration and the 2 front knobs, they slowly start to unturn on you. So once you get down in the Z height, you're starting to pull on the front of the board just a little bit. So putting washers underneath it did help a little bit. I'm going to try to figure out a way to probably the little guides, what they throw in the 2020s and 2040s, and then just drill out little holes right where all the screws go through, so it has a flat surface to sit up across. I'm probably going to end up doing that for that one. But I can't use any of the ones that are normal because they're like jelly substance. I tried. It didn't work.
Travis?
Get the if you want to stop something from unscrewing, use the blue Loctite on the screw.
Get married.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Small, yeah, on the end of it or in the nut itself, and then screw together, and you put it on the entrance side. They say the bolt is going in this side. You put it on the entrance side, so as it screws in, it actually pushes it through, and that way you can unscrew it, but it takes a bit more force and it locks it in tight. It won't come loose after that.
Right. I threw up the option of silicone too, just switching over to silicone, so that way I have a standard base going on, but still placing the washers on the bottom. That was an option as well, but I can't find a silicone pack where they're all exactly the same size.
Anybody watching, it just came in. If you fill out the Google Doc, I'm giving away a 3D printing nerd sticker and one of my stickers anywhere in the world. I'm going to draw the wheel here in about 5 minutes, and I'll mail these out to somebody. So anyway,
I would love stickers, but I can't fit any more on my desk. I really can't.
I put them on my enclosure on my CR10. I put them on the door and on the side of it.
In fact, this Daniel was printed on the CR6. I had it running at 100 millimeters a second.
On
the Ender 6. So it was 100 millimeters a second. But so the interior walls were at 80. The exterior walls were at 70. I think 60 or 70. 3 walls and 25% infill, and it came out, no supports. So, the top's not great, but you can kind of see it's, it is what it is. But, it just, it's good for what it is.
Right.
Yeah, I'm printing mine at 0.20 millimeter layer height, sliced and simplified 3D. My layers are 644, 15% infill. And it should be done here in about, half hour. I'm printing on my Hypercube at 80 millimeters a second. And silk black ZYLTECH filament that Trevor sent me from Navari. He sent me 3 rolls last week for free.
Nice. So
funny
I think
story, I had my
I realized how many printers I have, because I've had them spread all the way throughout Norway over here. And I had a few in the garage and a few in the bedroom and stuff like that. And I moved them all to one place now. And she kind of questioned me. She's like, "When did you get this many printers?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?"
The boss just came in, told me to put my hat back on.
Understood. Actually, can you turn your volume up on your mic just a tad in comparison to the rest of us? You're a little bit lower.
All right, let me get that screen back up. I've been trying to fix that problem.
But no, I moved them on the garage, and she's like,
Is that better?
You have a problem. Yes, that is.
Yeah.
All right. That's at 99%. Now I'm hearing like an echo. No, on my speaker, I can hear myself.
Feedback.
Besides the droids, what else are you doing, Jason?
Right now, just that. Well, I started to do the Kong versus, or Godzilla versus Kong I started drinking too early today.
I wish I could have one of those days. Unfortunately, I cannot. I'm actually waiting on 3 phone calls, and I still have to go split up my model for a global 3D print project today, which is
Nico. This is from Nico Industries. So I started that last night, and I got out the Godzilla and the Kong, and I used a new resin, and it's just not, I don't like it, so I'm going back to what works for me, and I've got it set up on every single one of the printers. So let's start that over.
Yeah. I can understand that. For me in resin, it's I have 2 resins. I will say that one of them's down because I will not physically change the FEP in it. to be honest with everybody, even myself, I barely print in resin. Like, I really, truly don't. I like it. I like it a lot, and I love the detail. It's a great thing, but cost-wise, comparison to a kilo of filament, comparison to a liter of resin, it's
and
one
then
of
if
those
you have a failed print, you got supports, it just eats up the resin. And I changed the mic volume again. I was getting a lot of feedback. Can you still hear me?
Yep.
beautiful.
All right.
Yeah. Sounds a little better.
Louder. But,
Yeah. No, and I use it like you said. I mean for the cost of it, it does produce really good looking prints with little to do in the end. But I'll usually supplement my my FDM prints with like these droids. I'll do the little lenses or something in resin just to put those in.
Like my kid loves Mario and stuff like that, but this is the one he's not allowed to have because the printer printed it so well that each spike on his back is technically like a really bad, spike.
Wow.
And so they decided to throw it, and at that motion, we were like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no.
No more Bowser.
Yeah.
Yeah, that spawn came out beautifully.
Yeah, when I knocked it off the table the other night, I was having a problem on a printer, and I spun around and my monkey hand hit it, knocked it on the floor, and I broke it. And I've been painting on it all day. But it broke with the joints. I was able to glue it all back together other than this collar up here. I had to reprint the collar in resin, but that's all resin printed.
See, now that's my next question is along the lines of capes and all that. Like, I'm looking at these 4 models, what I was supposed to print, and I'm like, getting to the cape portion, and I'm just like, that's going to be a lot of support. A lot of people
in FDM, I hate capes, and if the designer can't design it right and you increase the size, then it gets real thick, and it's like,
Yeah, so like James over at Honey Badger, he's like, just cut it in multiple pieces and then glue it together. I'm like, dude, I've already had my hand stuck like this the other night. I'm good. I am really good.
Yeah, I've never seen that in chat. You're typing somewhere. It's like I just glued my fingers together.
No, I actually super glued my pointer finger to an actual key, and then I took the key off with me, and I had a key stuck to my finger, and then I had to pull it off with this one, and then the key was stuck in this hand, and then I had to pull it out of that hand and put it back on the keyboard.
Ask is your friend.
When I was a little kid, my older brother said, "Hey, do you want $5?" I'm like, "Sure." He said, "Put out your hand and close your eyes." He super glued a $5 bill in my hand. And then another time he gave me about 50 sparklers all at once. He goes, "Here, I'm going to light them all at once. Hold these." Well, when you light that much, you light that at the end, there's so much gunpowder there, instantly the heat travels down to your hand and burns your wrist, your palm. So, yeah.
Yeah. So
years later, if I can rant for a minute, when I was in high school, I used my mom's stereo she had in the kitchen, a little portable radio, and I was playing some rock and roll or whatever outside. And my brother came home from work, and he's like, I'm 57 now. He's 65, so he's a little older than me. He came home from work, and he didn't like the music I was playing in the stereo. He told me to turn it off, and I said, I didn't want to. I said no. And he picked up a piece of metal, and he threw it at my van, and it cracked my grill on my van for no reason. So I grabbed 3 big bricks I had in the back of my van. I walked out in the street, and I chucked them at his 4-wheel drive. I bounced one off the roof, one hit the rearview mirror, and the other one was dead center in the middle of the windshield. About that time, he comes running out of the backyard of the 2x4 trying to take my head off. And, of course, I ran up the street and, anyway. We get along.
Rivalry.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But I broke his windshield, so. All he had to do was go in the house and leave me alone. I like rock and roll, and if I want to play it, I'm going to play it.
Family, you can't pick them, but you got to live with them.
Yeah.
Yep.
I finished it
just
now.
buy them out and kick them out.
Oh, that looks great, man.
Very nice.
No, that's beautiful.
It does.
I like how the
little
background always looks like it's three-dimensional. Like how they fuzz out those pictures, or however you pick those pictures, it always looks like the up front truly pops. Like the forest in the background feels like it's really far away in comparison.
Yeah, that's how our select the picture. And there's my little Budweiser, miniature Budweiser can.
It's beautiful.
Yes, Gary, go right ahead. You're very welcome to post what you want. If you want to drop in and hang out with us, you're welcome to do that. People can self-promote. I have no problem with it. If you're not a moderator in the group, I can make you a mod, and then you can post in it. So hold on, Gary. Is anybody hearing my echo? I'm hearing feedback.
No.
Nope.
All right, I'll just live with it. Let me see, Gary. How many mod you? Okay, Gary, you're a moderator now. You can post whatever.
So actually, real quick, guys, I have to jump out. The mouse is calling, so I will talk to you guys later.
All right. Well, thank you.
All right, we'll see you.
Not a problem, man.
Take care.
And I made a Norse bottle.
A what?
A Norse can bottle. I call it laugh in a can.
I know what that is. What's not?
Yeah.
Nitrous oxide.
Oh,
Nitrous
I know what nitrous oxide is. Okay, but I thought it was a drink.
Wow.
Yeah, because I thought it was a drink you were referring to.
Jared, how you doing? My friend from Las Vegas, my hobby buddy, or my maker buddy. He's been over at my house a few times. Matter of fact, I posted a picture online. He's a guy that's like 7 foot tall, and I'm 5'7". So
Yeah. You're like he's so tall. You're his armrest.
Yeah, anybody watching, I post. Let me take you off big screen there. I'm going to do the drawing in about 5 minutes. If you would like a 3D printing nerd sticker and one of my stickers, fill out the Google Doc. Doesn't matter where you are in the world. I will send this out to one person here after our drawing. So if anybody would like this, please fill out the Google Doc. Oh, he said he's on his way to work. All right. Oh, let's invite some more people in.
Yeah, I'm just looking over.
Yeah, I'm about to go because
I'm getting work emails, so that's what I'm checking. They can wait.
I've been today on 4 shows. Or no, 3 shows. 3 or 4 shows I've been today. So,
Yeah. Oh, about your little things.
Yeah,
Online
that too.
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
With
I've
whom?
been on Honey Badger
Hmm?
in the morning. What was the other one? Matt Farmer, I was
Yep.
on. Cherry, of course.
Hello, Kieran. How you doing?
And
Not
a
too bad, boys.
private
How's it
one.
going?
Hey, Kieran.
What are you up
Enjoying
to?
your Easter break? Actually printing off an Easter egg. Let me just hang on 1 second. Just gonna mute this. There you go.
Yeah, I seen Sam this morning when I woke up. He was just ending a stream. I seen a bunch they were posting on there on screen.
Oh yeah, and then Sam I was.
Yeah, I wasn't on Sam's stream today.
Yeah, I only was there for like 5-10 minutes, less than that.
It was too early in the morning for me. Stuff to do, you know.
Yeah.
Trying to keep out of trouble. Not succeeding, but trying.
Let me share my screen right here. Shadowfang keep reminding me that I said that 10 minutes ago. So let me share my screen and we'll pull up the wheel and we'll draw for it.
The Wheel of Misfortune.
Yeah, I gave away some stuff the other day and I thought, wow, I need to do that again. So what can I give away?
Yeah, Gary. Yeah, a lot of people use the problem with ABS. ABS is probably not the best choice. But let's do this with Jerry first, and I'll answer.
Okay, let's shuffle this around a few times. And as everybody can see, your name is in here if you entered. Oops. Shuffle it again. All righty. So here is for a 3D printing nerd sticker and one of my stickers. I'll mail it anywhere in the world. I have international stamps, and I can have it in the mailbox later. Here we go. Let's see who wins it.
Oh, SPC.
Oh,
SVC 3D, you have won. Awesome. Congratulations. So SVC 3D, let me take that off the screen. I'll put my email in chat. Just email me your address and I'll get that mailed out later today. Congratulations. It's always fun winning stuff.
Congrats. So, Gary, yeah, the problem with ABS is, one, printing it is not healthy, and secondly, I wouldn't give it, and it wouldn't give an ABS hand to a kid. Kids tend to put everything in their mouths. I don't want them putting ABS in their mouths. If I was going to do a hand, I was going to FDM print a hand, I'd use PETG. Because ABS is not safe. Kids tend to do everything here. Everything goes into their mouth. For an adult, maybe it'd be okay, but I wouldn't do it for a kid. That's my opinion, and my opinion in $5 to get you bad coffee. So it's your
for the pins. You need these little bolts, or what? How are you going to attach the finger joints?
I have their little printed clips that clip in that actually fit in. If you put me full screen there for a second. So if you see on this side, it's square, and then the other side is not. So they actually push in and clip into place, and then this again, and then in the fingers here, you get a push and clip. Again, it's one side is square. And what happens? It goes in and it goes through two fingers. It goes in through two fingers, so you can attach two fingers with a little clips on each hand. And it all pushes together. And the nice thing about the reason why that's good is if anything gets damaged, they can pop out the pin, or even break off the pin if they want to, and then put in the new part and then push in the new pin and they're done.
Chris Travis says Legos from out of ABS. I don't know.
They actually are, yeah, but they treat the ABS, I believe, to make sure that they treat the ABS on the outside. I believe.
You mean Mike is going to step in and explain?
No, it's ABS, but I believe they treat the outside of it.
All right,
I believe it so, and it's different. If you injection mold something, ABS is food safe. If you 3D print something, ABS is not food safe. So because, again, when you injection mold, it's a solid piece. It's smooth, perfectly smooth on the outside. When you 3D print, you have layer upon layer upon layer, and in between those, bacteria will grow. So it's no longer food safe once you 3D print it, but it is when you injection mold. That's why Legos is safe, because it will not carry bacteria. You can wipe it down and clean it off. You cannot do that with 3D printed.
Cookie cutters 3D printed. They're perfectly fine because you're going to bake the cookies in the oven. If they just wash them real good and you're done, then they're going to be fine.
They are, as long as they're not exposed to egg or milk and dairy. As long as they're okay.
Well, they're always going to be exposed to that, but all you have to do is wash them really good and dry them until next time, and then you're going to bake them. Bake the cookies; it'll be perfectly fine.
For your own personal use, go for it. If we're giving it to someone, then there is potential liability there on the legal side because, again, FDM layers beginning to grow.
I thought I was going to put him full screen. He's waving goodbye.
Yeah.
So it's possible. For your own use, it's fine. If your family are happy with it, fine. I wouldn't go selling FDM prints for cookie cutters. They are not food safe. If you injection mold it, have at it. Completely different process.
5-second rule?
The 5-second rule, no, doesn't apply when you're at FDM.
On YouTube, I was watching an episode of Chef Ramsay. He's at this restaurant, and this chef actually dropped his steak in a busy kitchen.
I saw that.
He throws it back in the oil, and Ramsay was freaking out about it. And the chef's like, "Oh no, I'm not going to serve it." Well, it's like, why the f did you throw it back in the oil? You're not going to serve it. Of course, you were going to serve it. Even if the oil kills the germs, how many particles or hair or whatever else did it pick up? Piece of glass, whatever, did a piece of meat pick up off the floor that's going to somebody? You can't do that.
No. And especially of all things, chicken is the worst. All right, chicken and pork, you don't. Even steak, I wouldn't do it with a steak, but at least a steak is a more compressed cellular meat, so it's actually easier to clean, right? Whereas chicken and stuff, they're so porous meat that bacteria gets right into it easily. That's why chicken is such a health hazard if not handled correctly.
I've said this before, but when I was 21, I had a big party for my 21st birthday, and I didn't have much money at the job I was working at, and I ordered a 6-foot-long sub for everybody coming over. Well, when me and my roommate was unwrapping it, we dropped 3/4 of it on the floor. Most of it didn't stay on the counter. It's like, am I going to throw that away? No. I carefully picked it up, built a sandwich, and the 3 people that knew about it ate from the right side, and everybody else ate. I'm not going to let it go to waste. And guess what? I had a kitten in the house at the time. But anyway, one thing.
I'm telling you, those 4-foot subs that you buy, they are not good. They're not good price. You're better off to buy the individuals because overall price, and you have to order it 2 days in advance and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's cheaper just to buy the individual subs for people,
Well,
you know.
Let's see. I'm 57. This is back in the early 80s, so things were cheaper than they are now. So you got better deals, better bang for your buck back in the day.
In all fairness, teenagers don't care. They'll put anything in their mouth. They'll eat whatever you give them. They don't.
Yeah.
They'll pick it off the floor themselves and eat it. They don't care.
Is that a PLA?
Yeah. So yeah, I would do the hand in PETG is what I would, and I would not go ABS for FDM.
PLA Plus, which I'm printing with now from GST 3D. I wonder what kind of properties it has. Kieran, you might have an opinion. I'm printing my droid parts out. Well, I did print them all out in PLA Plus. Are those motors going to get too hot for that PLA Plus, and they're going to tweak on me?
I don't think so.
No.
I ran my motors on the one behind me. That's on PLA Plus as well, and I haven't got the controller yet. Just powered the motors up and let them run for about 10 minutes to make sure they're all working and no binding, and never got hot at all, never warmed up.
Yeah, but even if it did, PLA Plus has a higher temperature ability than normal PLA, and it's also slightly less brittle. So that's the benefits of it.
I didn't look in the PDF real well. Thank you, Jason, for sending me that. But did it talk about a speed controller or anything in there? I don't remember. Does it need a speed controller on Scramble, Eggbot?
I haven't gotten that far.
I think it does.
Okay.
Just for those 12-volt motors.
Yeah.
12-volt motor, 6-volt motor.
So you'll
the electronics aren't in there yet. I don't think he hasn't updated for the electronics. He's just got the components for the motors. I'm sure he hasn't got the electronic parts yet.
No, not in the. I guess
the build guide, not in the build guide.
Right,
no.
not in the build guide. No, there's no electronics in the build guide.
I want to put LEDs in it, but I'm not sure what I'm doing on that yet or how.
I think we're adding an Arduino to it, so it'll be easy enough to put the NeoPixel. Well, they're just LEDs.
The Arduino.
Yeah,
but they're good. They're very nice, the Arduinos. Yeah. NeoPixels. You can either do them in a strip, or buy them as singles, or buy them just cut them off the ribbon cable. Nice and easy.
Yeah, yesterday, right after the stream and this morning, I got in all the little brass rods, and I got in all those little plastic ball bearings. I haven't taken them out yet, but filling them through the bag, they feel really tiny. But I'll have to take them out and see how they drop in the holes. But they are 5 millimeters, what it says on the bag.
I'm not going to comment on what Jerry said about those.
Like I said earlier, I've got
we already mentioned that with where his wife keeps his balls and rods, but that's only 11 years. You're still a newlywed. Curious.
Okay.
My case is 30 years plus, so I'm well past that stage. It's not a long one.
The links that he sent me to a company to buy my electronics from those motors was here in Vegas. Like, well, that's cool. They're not far away. And then Jason lives right near them because he lives out in Henderson, in Las Vegas. So Vegas is kind of broke down a little suburbs. It's all in a big valley, and there's just different parts. You got the ghetto area over here, and you got the poor area over here, and anyway.
Well, I live closer in terms of time compared to you. It'll take you a lot longer to get down from North Nellis than it will for me to run up the 15. Yeah. Yeah,
I got to go catch a freeway at Charleston and Lamb, and then take 95 out to Henderson and go west. And take a long time to get over there.
Yeah, I'm so glad we didn't. We were going to buy a house in Summerlin, and I'm so glad. I'm so glad we just decided to build this place because it just, people I know that live out there. When we leave the airport, it takes them twice as long to get home in an afternoon than it does for me. Because once I get there's traffic on the 215. Once you get on the 15, there's a little bit of traffic till you hit South Point, and then the only people there are people going back home to California and me. So
let me catch up with Chad here real quick.
That's a question for you, Jerry.
Yeah, Anycubic is having a sale right now for Easter. Quite a bit cheaper, quite a bit less than what I paid.
The Photon S, the Photon S, I think will print just about as quick as the new Photon Mono SE. I haven't compared the prints side to side, but I think time-wise, it's really just.
I think the motors were like $21.99 or something like that, weren't they, Jason?
They weren't expensive, at $20 or less, something like that. I forget.
Yeah, my what's it called? Anycubic Photon Mono X that I have. It is a little bit taller. Well, actually, like 15 or 20 millimeters taller than my Mighty 4K. The build plate X and Y is slightly smaller, but I don't think it's enough to affect it because But
I think what you get out of being able to angle the model in the width on the Mighty kind of covers any difference in the Z height. So I think they're comparable.
The Anycubic I haven't taken apart. The Mighty 4K I dropped the bottom and I filmed it in my video. The other one I didn't want to take apart. It seems to be structurally built better, possibly a little more heavy duty than Mighty. But one was $500. One cost me $800, which I think they're on sale now for $6 something. So they're both in the $500 to $800 price range for the mid-sized printer. So.
Have you seen the EPAX has that X156, which is somewhere
the one that he was reviewing?
It's resin. Did he? The New York guy you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know if he review. Probably he does everything, but
his wife on boxes and he reviews stuff.
Okay, so if he's got that one, that thing looks. I know it's not as big as like the Piopoli Phenom, but it's expensive.
April 1st, he was talking about the 8K resin printer. Do you see that?
No.
What? Phil's joke.
Okay, I was going to say, wait.
Yeah, he had an LG sitting on his desk with something crossed out on it. He started talking about it.
Oh, that's funny.
April Fool's joke.
I'll have to go check it. Yeah, I have to go look.
Yeah, I had him on as a special guest a couple months ago. He came on for an hour and had him on as one of my weekly special guests. Nice. And we chit-chatted about this and that. So I like having guests on and people. You see them in the videos and they're only talking to the camera about their product. When I talk to them, I try to ask stuff about their family and how they film and, things you normally don't get to know to kind of reveal a little bit about the person and what else they like to do. So it's a lot of fun. Yeah. But I haven't contacted anybody in over a month about being on another hangout.
Yeah, I need to start doing that as well for mine. It's ever since Chinese New Year. I used to have a line of people lined up, and then it broke over Chinese New Year, and then now I'm struggling to try and get people back on to come back on and do my chats with me again.
Are they just busy, or?
Yeah, everyone's busy with and then like everyone's just crammed, and then they have more. And they have another vacation coming up again soon. So trying to get everybody lined up is going to be hard. I need to start chasing some people again. I might try and find somebody local. I know I was supposed to talk. I need to get back with the guys at what are they called? The build the Taz printers.
Your metronome is very fast there, Jerry.
What's that?
Your metronome is going off pretty quickly there.
The dog's tail.
The dog's tail behind you. All you see is the metronome going back and forth.
4:30 here, and she's looking at me saying, "I want a bone. I want a bone." Where's the other one hasn't showed up yet? But usually they're both in there bugging me.
Yeah, there's a handful of US-based printer companies that I might be trying to reach out to see if they'll jump on. And I'm trying to get a company that does 3D printing of homes. That's starting to get popular. There are some of them are starting to get into that, and it'd be nice to hear what they're doing because there's a few companies starting to do it. They're starting to go commercial with it now here in the States. So I'm going to try and get one or two of those guys. Yeah, Lulzbot. Thank you, Chris.
Lulzbot.
Yeah. So they already agreed. Their CEO already agreed to come on and do a chat with me, and he said let's do it after the first quarter because they had new stuff, and they do have a new lower cost printer that's about to be released. So I want him to. I should reach out to him and trying to get him to come back on because that'll be interesting to hear about the new printer that they're getting ready to release. Something like $750. They're talking about for the new Lulzbot printer, which is because they're really high end in the market. Like they're about $1,500–$2,000, and like for the workhorse is $1,500. So they're talking about doing a cheaper version printer is about to be released soon. So maybe I'll get him to come on and talk about his new printer. You have other stuff lined up as well, I believe, as well as that printer.
SBC 3D, thank you. I have your email. I'll get that mailed out today.
Yeah, the $800 printer. Yeah, I was about $750 or $800. Yeah. So that's gonna. They're trying to get into the lower market because that's where the most money is, right? They make money in the big end, but the military likes their high end printers. The military use their high end printers all the time, but they're trying to get into the home market now a bit more. They're going to try and compete with my brain is fried today. The guys in Poland, what's his name? Prusa. My brain is fried today. I don't know what's going on with me. So yeah, I think they're going to try and compete head to head with Prusa now on that market.
It's slowly turning us all into zombies.
What is?
The virus.
I haven't had the virus.
Then a year after the
PLA fumes, I think. It's all the PLA.
PLA fumes.
Kieran, what do you print in the background there? Got the robot parts going on?
Yeah, on the printer that shall not be named. Especially
Okay.
for, another one of these.
Oh, cool.
It looks like
Putting
a
it in,
TARDIS. A TARDIS version of an egg, is it?
It's the holy hand grenade of
Oh, right. Yeah, Monty Python.
yeah, not quite. It's an Easter egg holder, basically.
Yeah.
Oh,
very
that's
nice.
cool. Is that like
Yeah,
a Thingiverse file or?
No, clock spring on
Clock Spring. Okay.
yeah, clock spring one.
That's what I was saying, clock
Yeah.
spring.
Yeah, some of his stuff is amazing, eh?
Oh yeah.
And best thing about it, none of his stuff requires supports. This is great. So
I think it is a 1.75, Chris, not a 2.8, because the 2.8 there isn't as much as a selection of materials available, and it's mostly industrial companies that use the 2.8s. So I believe their new, the Lulzbot new sub 800 printer is a 1.75. Now, in saying that, their existing 2.8s, you can actually buy heads from them, and there's other companies that make alternative heads for them to drop them down to 1.75 if you want to, because they're all direct drive printers. So there are ways to get 1.75 on the Lulzbot, even though they by default they come with 2.85. I have a buddy who's got two of them. He's got the Workhorse and the Workhorse Pro, so that's why I know more about. I know about the Lulzbot. I don't have any of them myself, but he's got them, so I know a lot about the printer he's got.
what's their footprint like, Liam?
Sorry,
What's their footprint like for those things?
of the printer.
Space-wise. Yeah.
They're about the same. I'd say they're about the same size of the Kaiwu printer.
Okay.
It's the same type of frame design as the Kaiwus. So it's similar in size, maybe a little bit bigger than that. They have all the controls rather than on the bottom. They're all off in the control on the side.
Yeah.
And they also have an enclosure for their printers that only encloses the printer area and leaves the control box on the side open. So all your electronics are not in your enclosure.
Yeah,
So they offer that as well as part of it. Yeah, it's well thought out. But they do an awful lot on the medical side as well. They do an awful lot of work on the medical side and with the military. They changed, I believe they're changing their Z screws to belts, or if they haven't already done it, because the U.S. military find a screw when they ship them overseas to be used, like, let's say part of a Humvee that's always breaking that they 3D print, which does happen, by the way. This is something they actually do the workhorses for. These screws get bound up with the dust and so on when they're in the Middle East because of the dusty atmosphere, right, and sand. So they've actually, in some of their designs, they've changed the belt, the Z screw to be a belt driven because a belt is not affected by dust.
Yeah, Kieran and Jason, I got a comment in private chat for you.
Yeah, doing it now. Thanks, Jerry.
Oh, thanks.
Anybody else want to drop in? Anybody else have any questions? You're welcome to drop in and hang out. Usually my streams go like 4 hours and we're going really strong, but last week I only ran for 2 and it kind of fizzled out. And right now we've been going for 1:40. So if more people like to drop in or ask questions to keep us pumped up.
But yeah, so I might reach out to those guys and see if they'll come on chat with us. That'll be an interesting conversation. I'm also waiting. Oh, by the way, I've dropped my StreamYard, Jerry.
Why?
It wasn't being used other than Hangouts, and Hangouts is 5 or 6 people, so I can do that for free.
Well, yeah, the free version. Okay, so you quit paying $25 a month.
Yeah, so because like I'm not doing the interviews, and even then, I have another service that they haven't done it yet, but they're working towards bringing in the ability to do add guests into the stream, and that's a one-time payment for forever. And it's already done. It cost me something like $80 a few months ago. So with that, I can stream to something like 20 or 25 different sources if I want to, and as well as when they add this other functionality, it makes it easy, right? So I'm going to go that way eventually once they add in that the guest invitation option. So
yeah, last week I was really pumped about Melon, thinking it was going to be so great, and then I had nothing but headaches. It didn't look like 1080p, so that's out the window until maybe one of these days, if they improve it, I'll look at it again. But I'll just keep paying $25 a month for what I got. And I can't afford to pay yearly, which will save even more money, so I have to pay $25 a month.
Yeah, StreamYard is not, and for what it offers, it is expensive.
It should be 1080p, and we should be able to stream to more destinations other than 3. That's why we're multi-streaming through DeWitt and not me or Tripod, because DeWitt pays quite a bit of money for his business to have it 1080p. So,
yeah, and it's kind of funny they charge you for 1080p, but now the default today is 4K for everything. You know, and they're even way behind on that. You know,
1080p should be a standard, but
yeah, it should be a minimum nowadays.
They just sold StreamYard. The two guys that run it sold it to another corporation, so maybe there might be changes. I don't know.
Well, they actually merged with another company, but that other company does conferences. So I think any advances that come will go to that side, to paid customers on that side who pay a lot of more money, thousands of dollars probably per year, compared to people like us. That's my guess.
If anybody wants a good deal on ZYLTECH filament here in the U.S., ZYLTECH.com, you'll get 15% off your total order, except for special filament packs. And before this pandemic thing was happening, they had free shipping over 75. Now they got reduced shipping.
Yeah.
And like everybody else, all their stuff that was $15.99 is now like $19.99. So everybody's jacked up their filament prices. I went on Amazon to buy 3D ZYLTECH. I love their filament. I've used a lot of it. And all the stuff that was $15.99 to like $21.99. So it's really cool to run across GFT 3D for having a special 10 rolls for $100. Free shipping, lots of colors, but it's all PLA plus.
And they're nice guys to deal with too.
A lot of people said they're having trouble with stringing and clogging. Well, initially I had some clogging issues. I swapped out my brass nozzles and my Crowley stock hot ends, and then the print is fine. So, but when I had the problems, like, oh no, I had trouble bed adhesion, so I threw down some more glue stick and another printer. I put down nanopolymer, and he's even had no problem whatsoever. It's printing real good.
Well, he didn't realize the time. It's 20 to 8 here, and I have a print outside waiting for me to finish. You know, I might drop off a little bit early because I have to get my resin print off, and I need to try and. I don't know if I'll get another one on tonight because it's going to get too cold in the garage tonight to print. But I might actually, because I have all of the plugs to join these together. Hopefully, they succeeded on the print. For those who haven't seen this, it's a finger. So here, Jerry, I'm giving you the. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll put it in the right spot. So now it's the middle one.
There you go.
What happened to the family-friendly show, Liam?
I'm showing the finger. I'm showing the finger.
Yes,
That's only
yes,
on,
you
that's
are.
only on Liam's stream. That's Liam's stream.
You
stream, he doesn't care.
No. I'm showing him a printed part. It's a finger and a knuckle and the palm part of a printed part is what I'm showing him. Come on. It's your mind that are twisting it, not me.
Liam, hold your hand like this. Just hold your hand up like this. Okay, perfect. I'm going to screenshot it and put something in your hand and take it and edit it. But anyway.
Okay, go now.
Okay. I'm joking. I'm not going to.
I don't mind.
Put a toy in your hand and.
I know exactly where my mind is going to. You know, Jerry, my mind is like your mind.
Yeah, I'll put an Easter egg in your hand there.
Yeah, sure. My mind is like your mind. I need to come up a few levels to be in the gutter. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, climb up to the gutter. That's it.
Yeah, I need to climb a long ladder to get up there.
I don't know where I went wrong, but whenever somebody says anything to me, I automatically twist around what they're thinking. I got something to say about what they're talking about. So,
yeah, I know the feeling.
A lot of people.
Yeah,
Maybe
I have a
said,
teacher.
no one else like you. I said, I talk about people on different places how they like to take a pencil or a magic marker and write on things and like outhouses and things like that, porta potties. And my wife's like, no, those guys wouldn't do that. I said, yes, people do not ever grow up. I don't care what your profession are or how professional you are at work. Nobody ever grows up. Everybody acts like a 2-year-old at work or somewhere at some point in their life.
But if you grow up, it's boring, right?
So, yeah. In that stream yesterday, we got off the stream and I turned on the news and it's like, oh my God, what happened to Washington? This is ridiculous.
Again, yeah.
I mean, this stuff never used to happen 20 years ago, and now it's getting really bad here too. All the time. It's crazy.
I don't watch the news because it's never good information. And it's so biased. It's so horribly biased. You look at two different news streams. One guy is telling you one thing about the same thing, and one guy is telling you something completely different, and none of them are the truth. So that's why I don't bother ever watching the news. I don't even have TV. We have TVs, but we stream what we want to watch. I don't have normal TV channels because they're all full of crap. I'm sorry, 99% of what's on the TV is crap.
I love sci-fi. I love stuff that's taking place in the future after the world's been destroyed and new races are springing up. I love stuff like that in sci-fi. I love it. When I was a kid, I loved horror. I don't love horror so much.
Do you have Netflix?
Yeah.
There's a mini series. It's only 8 episodes called The Irregulars. Have you seen it? It's good. It's based back in London. It's about during the time of.
Yeah, I've seen part of one episode. They got a bunch of teenagers in it, right?
They're supposed to be, yeah. But it's during the Holmes and Watson time, Sherlock Holmes. But it's a big twist on it. It's quite good.
Yeah, I haven't watched it far enough to see if they have superpowers or what. I haven't gotten very far. Godzilla versus King Kong is really good. That's good.
Oh, Chris, the only truth coming from TV is the weather. No, sorry, the weather is not the truth. A weatherman is the only job you can have, and you can keep is the only job you can keep even when you're wrong 90% of the time. Anywhere else you'd be fired, but as a weatherman, you can get away with it. I'm sorry. The weatherman is not the truth.
Sounds like my job.
What's your job?
I'm a geologist.
The news, everything's breaking.
Well, that's not real science.
No, exactly. What would you like it to be, sir?
Well, that was what was it? What was the show? The Big Bang Theory. When Sheldon said, "Yeah, geologist, that's not real science."
No, the other one is it was also in Animal Health. There was where they crammed for geology in one night to pass their geology exam.
Yeah,
in Animal Health. Worked for me.
Well, if it works, it works. So, what type of geology do you do then exactly? What type of area?
Oil and gas.
Okay, so it's actually prospecting.
Well, you run the downhole tools basically when they do the drilling for real-time analysis and monitoring. Yeah. Yeah.
So you do, when you do the sample cores and so on to find that and stuff like that. Yeah.
When they're actually drilling, we actually have high-end tools, acoustic tools, MRI tools, nuclear tools down the hole while drilling to actually look at the rock properties while drilling. So
you can decide to help decide on the type of cutting tools you use and so on as you go. Yeah.
Well, it's already in the hole, so we'll do all the reservoir analysis stuff in real time, so you can sit there and see all the porosity and density and sound speed and all that sort of carry on, fluid mobility, all in real time.
But won't that doesn't that dictate to you how fast it can drill and how fast and all this kind of stuff?
In some cases, yes. The tools, because their acquisition rates require you to drill slow, but in general, they'll drill as fast as they can, regardless of what your tools are telling them. The whole thing is the rig wants you fight from the geology side. You're constantly fighting the drilling side and engineering. They want to drill the hole as fast as possible. We want the drill to be nice and slow and steady for get good data. You know the story. Data counts. They don't care. So it's all fun and games.
Do you know a lot about drone laws, or that's not your area of expertise?
That's not my area of expertise. No, there's other people that get that phone call and run out and try to find who's running the drone around. Yeah.
All right.
Not for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I know about things have to be registered, and where I live, a lot of things you can't do. You got to go way out in Timbuktu, and but I was just wondering. I know in a lot of rural areas in America, you can pretty much fly all over the place, and I thought it'd be cool if I ever had a camera drone, not to be flying in my neighbors' backyards, but to be up over the front of my house or something and fly inside and hover around and look and stay on my street within a reasonable distance. Yes, the base flies right over my house. And yes, I know I can't be flying technically, but I think as long as I'm 30 or 40 feet right out in front of my house and I'm not buzzing around everywhere, I don't think I'll be bothered by anybody or no one will complain.
Yeah, I don't think if you don't really go any higher than, what power lines are normally strung at, unless somebody complains.
Yeah.
I know those guys, they don't run out to everybody. When they get PI-REPs from aircraft, that's when they go out and see what they can find. But they rarely come up with anything anyway.
Because when Nellis takes off or lands, I forget which it is. They fly straight over my house every day, or not every day, but I mean, usually it's dead quiet here. But when it's noisy, it's noisy. So anyway. Questions?
Well, I want to know more about Kieran's geology.
Yep. Go on, Liam. Yeah, ask away.
Well, so what
Rocks.
data are you looking for? I know it's about rock. It's not only about rock.
So basically, just like drilling a water well, you sit there and you stump steel in the hole and rotate to the right and drill your well, which is fine. You get geopsychics or geophysicists to go and do the analysis beforehand. They'll do their surveys to get your aerial mag and your seismic, and they'll say, right, the good stuff's here, we'll drill here, which is fine. 1 well out of 8 on average will actually make money. They drill. And you're spending on average 30-day, most wells, an average spud to dust is 30 days, and your average cost to drill that well, $35 million. 1 in 8 make money.
Wow.
And that's why you're still paying, what is it, 60, was it 60, no, $48 a barrel, isn't it, the price of oil at the moment? 48? I think it is, 48, 58, not that I pay much attention. So the whole thing is, when they're drilling their well, they're told there's stuff there, but is there stuff there or not? And you won't know till after you've actually drilled the well and tested it. So my third-party company gets hired by the oil companies to put tools in the hole while they're drilling to see what's actually down there while drilling, so they get the best information. They'll sit there and run, as I said, nuclear tools for density and porosity. We'll run MRI, similar tools to an MRI tool. You get your magnetic resonance tools for mobility of the formations. Hey, Matt. We'll run acoustic tools and run acoustic waves through the formation to test how strong the formation is and how fast it is, or how dense it is. We'll run sampling tools downhole, so we actually take samples from the formation, fluid samples in real time. We'll do normal gamma resistivity values as well. We'll do density imaging, reservoir resistivity imaging. That's on a vertical well. If you want to do a horizontal well, we'll drill a horizontal well, maybe 3-4 kilometers long horizontally, and drill it with an accuracy of plus or minus 1 meter vertically. So we'll actually geosteer the wells on geology from the tools downhole as well. I'll do that one as well. So there's lots of stuff, lots of money involved with putting tools downhole while drilling. The whole reason is to get as much information as you can and to optimize your well to get the most production out of it after the fact. So,
and to know as soon as possible whether you actually have product there or not.
Correct. Well, yeah, exactly. You can see that while you're drilling and optimize it. So the whole thing is the bigger your exposure is to the reservoir where the good stuff is, the better off you are. So the whole thing is to try and drill your well as smooth as possible, less kinks and dog legs. If you've got kinks and bends and dog legs in it, you can't run your production casing through it. So therefore you can't actually get as much pay out of it. So yeah, we have those tools in the hole as well to actually drill the smoothest wellbore as possible to actually steer it nice and smooth. Because ordinarily you drill from point A, where are we here? From point A to point B. That's what you plan, but in reality it's...
Yeah.
So we try and steer that as smooth as possible.
Yeah, depending on the material you encounter on the route.
Correct, and whether your drill bit's wearing or not, or your motor's wearing, you actually put the jet-hot motors, or your steering assembly is wearing, and it'll the formation of it's if it's dipping down, it'll actually push it left or push it right, and got to keep steering it left or right all the time. Yeah. So the whole thing is you're doing that correction in real time, 100 times.
Out here at Lake Mead a couple of years ago, I worked on that job for a month or two, where they were putting a drain in the lake. Basically, the lake level kept dropping, and they had to put a inlet in the bottom of the lake. So they drilled a tunnel straight down. They got one of those big boring machines like they drill tunnels with, for cities or highways or whatever, and they're boring underneath the lake, and they were lining it with concrete as they went. And I worked on, I was on a barge. They had 6 concrete trucks at a time, 24 hours a day for like 3 or 4 weeks, going out on the lake, pouring on a barge, and they dropped this piece down in the lake like a drain, I guess. They're pouring concrete around it.
Put a case on down there. Yeah.
There was one guy that got killed. The slick line, the concrete that's being pumped down into the hole, the slick line blew apart, which looks like a giant, a big giant hose of concrete flows through, and it broke apart, and it speared him when it collapsed, and one person died on the job. But I never wanted to go in the tunnel under the lake. I'm claustrophobic. I don't like tunnels. I don't want nothing to do with tunnels. But I was on the barge going out on the lake, working night shift. So.
Yeah, it's not nice. When I first started the geology, I used to work in underground mining, and underground mining, it's scary.
Yeah, I've seen too many movies, when you think about gases and collapses. And...
Yeah. So I left the underground mining, and then went to do the oil and gas, and went offshore. And my first job, I died. The rig I was on officially sunk with no survivors. So.
Wow.
Luckily, I wasn't on that rig, but for 3 days, the wife didn't know whether I was alive or dead, because he was reported I died on the first rig.
Was there a storm at the time, and that way people just couldn't see?
It was a big store.
And most people don't realize that those rigs float.
Correct.
They're anchored, but they're actually floating platforms. When the weather gets rough, they move, right?
Well, this was on this was a DP ship, so it had no anchors at all. So it was a DP ship, so.
Oh, okay, yeah. So, yeah, those, but even like a lot of the other rigs that are out there, they actually have pontoons under the water,
semi-subs,
and they actually float there, and they actually move with the sea, like with the ocean, So when the weather gets rough, it gets rough on board.
Oh, yeah. Yep, it does. Been there, done that. Yeah.
Be sharks or anything else that might eat you. So I don't know.
Well, where we are in WA, West Australia, offshore West Australia, you don't want to go in the water. I was on one rig where they do the man overboard drills, and they throw a dummy overboard and get the FRB out there to actually rescue the dummy. The shark normally wins.
Yeah, because you get a lot of you get whites out there, don't you?
We get great whites, we get bronze whalers, nurse sharks, a whole lot of sharks out here. Yeah. Not allowed to kill sharks, so yeah, they're protected.
I know, yeah.
Great whites protected.
But it's a lot. Like I came across so many people who thought that the rig was actually built onto the seabed, but that seabed is so far away. You can't put a rig. You can't build.
No, the shallow ones, the jackups they'll be in 100 meters maximum for a jackup. Then you go from the jackup, or start off with the barge, like Jerry with the barges. The barges go out there, you put the rig in the barge. Then you go to the jackups. Then you go to the semi-subs, and the semi-subs go to the DPs. And the deepest one I've won is 1,500 meters of ocean, drilling 1,500 meters. That's a lot of water.
Chris Travis earlier mentioned about watching Justice League last time. I seen that about a week ago. The movie's 4 hours long. It's a crazy long movie. And after watching, I realized that later on in the movie, while Superman wasn't brought in earlier, and one part I didn't understand, but I never followed the comics, is when he was dreaming at the end. Chris, I didn't understand the dreaming thing. Was that an alternate universe?
Alternate universe.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah. It's like the movie was PG, and then all of a sudden it took a dark turn there for a couple of minutes. What's this all about? So I thought that was really odd. They threw that in. I don't think it needed to be in the movie, but I don't know like I said, I didn't follow the comics. So, but yeah, it was a great movie.
The
Wonder Woman last year totally sucked. I forget the one. She's in a shopping mall, and it was completely stupid. That movie was dumb.
Well, I haven't seen them.
Yeah.
I was in the Navy, so we've been out, and we'd go out and help out sometimes with the rigs, because they'd ask for assistance, someone's sick or whatever, and it's faster to get our medics there than it is to get the chopper out there from land. So we've done some work out there, and man, they have a rough life. I don't know. No, they make big money, but they make big money because
it's earned, mate. That's seriously earned. Yeah.
oh yeah, they earn every cent of it. Like you see people who think people work hard at construction sites. These guys are. One thing goes wrong, you're dead. You know?
The only place where they don't really earn their money is Norway with the unionisation, where they work 2 in 1, but it's 2 weeks off and 1 week on, and everybody has a second job for the 2 weeks off.
And they get full pay for all 3 weeks.
Correct. So they get exactly so. But apart from that, yeah, they earn their money. The guys in the rigs earn their money. It's tough. It's hard out there.
Yeah.
The laborers union here in Las Vegas. My brother's a retired carpenter. My pension is much better than his. And if it wasn't for my pension, I wouldn't be sitting there right now doing what I do. So I got a good pension coming in.
Good. Yeah. And they get pensions out of the rigs too, and don't they? They get good pensions out of the rigs too.
Well, the union stuff does. Yeah, it depends on the company you work for. In Australia, there's no pension. You have to get your own superannuation yourself. There is the company pays that, but there is no actual pension scheme, company provided pension scheme per se. It's a little different over here in Australia.
It's a bit like the 401k system here, then.
Correct. It's more like the 401k, exactly where you contribute to.
I had a relative that worked at a casino forever on a craps table, and he took his 401k and he went out and he bought this and he bought that and cashed it out, and now he's broke.
Yeah.
So, with my pension, I get paid monthly for the rest of my, as long as I'm alive, I get paid. So.
That's what I want. That's what you want. You know, you're guaranteed your income, and then anything else you want is just fun money.
Yeah. Yep. And I can't wait till I turn 62 so I can buy a new truck. I got a 2001 Chevy Silverado is what I drive now, and my wife has a 2002 Mercedes. But the son, they both need paint jobs really bad. When I bought her old Mercedes, it runs like a champ, but whoever I bought it from, I don't know what they use for a clear coat on it, but after a couple of years, it sits in the driveway. It gets hot here in Vegas. The clear coat is trashed everywhere. It looks like a ghetto car, but it's got a straight body, runs like $1 million. Just has a terrible paint job on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Age relative, my only vehicle is 1996, and it's done 480,000 Ks now. So about due for a new one.
I have a fairly new one. I got a new truck a year ago, a little over a year ago. It was a year November. So it's about a year and a half old now, and I've got 5,500 miles on the clock. Because I haven't gone anywhere because of COVID.
It's all COVID stuff. Blame COVID.
I don't need to go anywhere.
Can't. That's it. That's why the price of oil so low. There's so much oil stockpiled. Planes aren't flying. No one's driving. No one's going anywhere. Boats get stuck in the Suez Canal. You can't go anywhere. You know,
Well,
it's just not using the fuel up.
That's been cleared now.
Canal, if they have to drag it all the time, they dig out the dirt a lot. They got to shut it down occasionally and drag it.
True. Yep.
Suez, yeah, they do. Yeah, they dredge it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's the flow through is not that great. Yeah.
Yeah, so it is dredged on a regular basis. I think it's 2 or 3 times a year they close it down for dredging.
Yeah.
Or they have ongoing dredging, I think as well. But every now and again they have to shut down areas for heavy traffic.
Yeah, just builds up flowing into it probably.
Yeah, because there's not a lot of flow either. If there's a lot of current through there, it would actually clear itself, but there isn't.
But what it's built on, it's not advisable to have a current flow through it. It's pretty soft. It's just either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it just wash itself away.
I'm sure the captain of that barge got fired. So.
I'd say that. Well, they say it was a dust storm that actually blew her off.
That boat is massive. That boat was massive. A great big sail.
And the other part about that, people don't realize, like, as a sailor, right, something that big, to change its direction once it's been put in a direction, it's almost impossible to stop it going there. Like they have bow thrusters and everything, big heavy bow.
Makes no difference. It makes no difference.
It takes so long for a bow thruster to actually stop momentum. Like if that was going forward, let's say at 15 knots, right, speed, going dead ahead.
A couple of miles to stop.
Oh, it takes miles. When you put into neutral or even into reverse, it won't stop for about 4 miles. Before the thing will actually come to a stop. So everything gets out of its way, and if it's being moved by wind, which it would because it's a big flat surface, and a strong wind came across and moved it, you'd never stop it moving.
When I
No,
worked on
and
the
it was at the narrowest point. It was just bad luck that it was the start of the canal in the one way only,
Yeah.
and the worst place for it to happen when it hit with the
we have another
sandstorm.
one
So,
popping in right now. He tried to pop in last week when I was on my other program, and I didn't see him. And he donated to me in PayPal, and I feel really bad. Here's Chewy from ZYLTECH. Hey, Chewy, how you doing?
Hey,
Chewy.
how's it going, man?
How's
Hey,
it going,
the
man?
donation wasn't to make you feel bad at all. I mean,
Course
I
it
was
was.
just,
Course
I
it
was
was.
just trying to contribute to one of your robots. That's
Yeah.
it.
It's
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, and
We
that other
understand.
program, it put the people on the left side of the screen. When that got pulled, had a little down arrow. And if I didn't notice the down arrow, I didn't know you were down there. So I'm sorry about
Oh, that's cool. It's cool. It's like I had things to do anyways, so it just kind of forced me to kind of do those things I had to do.
that. So what's going on? What are you working on?
Well, I got a bunch of stuff. Where'd it go?
Yeah, Chewy does a lot of
From
resin.
Hex 3Ds, Predator, cup cozy thing. You slide your drink inside of it,
Oh, cool.
and yeah, and I did this
nice.
with white resin,
nice.
but I actually used resin dye and dyed it yellow to get it more towards a golder color, and then I'm gonna put actually put like sparkles and stuff on it, make it look metallic. I want to make it look really gold, and then I'm gonna seal it. But yeah, my little Predator cup. But you know, if you gotta have Predator, you gotta have
Have the alien.
the alien.
You gotta have the alien. Yeah.
I printed them both
Oh,
at the same
nice.
time on the
That's
PO
nice.
Poly.
Whose models are they?
Hex 3D. I belong to his Patreon.
Okay.
Amazing Patreon. He's already released, I think, 20 models just in the past like 2 weeks. Like he's just dumping models like crazy. $10 a month, you can't beat it. You know?
No, so some of them are great. They said Micah Badley, Clock Spring. I've got a few Patreon pages, and they're just awesome guys. Some of the models are just
Yeah.
they're just great.
Oh, he's just pure. I mean, okay, I got
I'm
more.
looking at them now. Oh, Jesus Christ!
Yeah,
I lo-
it's just. And then
the Mando's. Oh, the alien. That's good.
Liz.
There's some good stuff there.
oh wait, I think she's
Jesus.
cooking. All right, here's the Easter one that they released right there.
Nice.
I printed 2 of them up, one for me and one for my friend Joe, who I'm actually going to see tomorrow to start shooting my next episode for my YouTube channel, which will be airbrushing that Joker face that I did.
His name is Grogu, right?
Yes, Grogu.
Correct. Yep.
And then also, I have this version here
No egg.
with no egg.
Do your own.
It's an Easter egg holder, so you can just put an egg right in there, and there we go.
Nice.
See, you use real eggs here. For us, Easter eggs are chocolate.
Yeah,
They're chocolate
Oh,
eggs.
we
Well,
can't
it
do that in
depends.
the United
It
States
depends.
because then so many kids would have diabetes.
Wait,
So-
too late.
Our boiled eggs when I was a kid would crack them on everybody's head, would walk over to your mom or your dad or your brother and,
Real
crack
one.
them.
Well, you had to fight afterwards. After you got them, you threw them at each other. That was the whole purpose of it.
Yeah, I got 2 dozen deviled eggs after a while. Everybody loves deviled eggs that I make. I'll be taking them over to my son's tomorrow.
All right.
But for us, it's always chocolate eggs. We don't
Yeah.
do Easter. We don't do chocolate bunnies. We do eggs.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
there's
that-
also the hand painted
that-
ones are always
oh.
good as well. The hand dyed and painted, they're always nice.
Reese
I already put it on my shelf.
good.
Here's another one I did from Hex 3D. It's Stan Lee tribute.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yep. I did that one as well. I haven't
Wow,
figured. I
really
think I'm
good.
going to bronze it. I think I want to bronze it. I'm going to use I had ordered on Amazon some rub and buff. I'm seeing a lot of people using rub and buff, and so I'm actually wanting to try rub and buff and actually do some stuff with it.
Jerry did a nice one with John Wayne.
High gloss black and go over it with like a popsicle stick. Put a little bit of rub and buff into a paper plate or something. Put a
Yeah.
little bit with popsicle stick or a brush and just carefully scrape over the high spots.
Do you
And then
have the
if you miss, or you can use your finger. A lot of times, depending on the model, you can use your finger and just wipe over things. Like if you're doing a Star Wars blaster, you want to make it look weathered, you can use it, you rub and buff, use your finger and touch up, make scratch marks here and there.
Do you
Okay.
have Jerry, do you have the John Wayne one?
No. One of
I'll
them.
be right back. I want to get you the other
I know
one.
one went to Loyal, but the other, I thought you kept the other one, did you?
Where'd the second one go? Yeah, one went to Loyal and one went to my wife's father.
Okay.
As a Christmas present.
Yeah, because that looked really good.
Yeah. So.
Okay, I'm going to drop out because I need to go. I need to go and take that resin print out and see if it was successful or not.
All right.
Because I need to get another one set up for tomorrow morning. I have to kick off another one in the morning. It's too cold tonight, so.
Oh, your live stream the other day, Tripod was on the unboxing at the same time, so I said hi to both of you. I had you muted for a little bit, and then I wanted to watch him Tripod.
I know. I know. Yeah, I know. He was doing the, and was it the Hornet he was unboxing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I have my Yoda here as well.
Oh,
My
with
Luke
Luke.
Yoda.
Oh, on Luke's back. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
No, that's
I
good.
messed up on the elbow. He got the saggy arm somehow.
Whoa.
I guess I was missing a support there or something. I don't know what happened. I think it
Strange,
was
yeah.
too close to another model and it melded together or something. I don't
Has
know.
anybody ever tried to heat up resin to reshape something?
You can't. It's its point is like 220 degrees Celsius.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So
I'm out, Jerry, okay? Have a good
Okay,
one.
cheers, Liam.
have a good one,
Bye,
buddy.
Leo.
Okay, guys.
Good seeing you.
Bye-bye.
I was watching his stream the other day. When he was streaming, he had his hangout. I don't have the hands on it because I haven't got them put on, but here's the Grogu Pennywise out of the horror collection. Right there. So I gotta get the hands put on it. And then I also made the Grogu
Hellraiser?
Chucky. I haven't
Okay.
done the Hellraiser one yet. I'm just going through, and the next one's Jason, and then I've actually got him added onto my website to start selling these models. So I just got them on there last night.
Daniel Threatson Art, DTR, has a bunch of chibis. I've got quite a few of these, and they're little chibis. Here's Darth Vader. And
Nice.
I'm reprinting the body right now of a Stormtrooper. So I need to have a couple of more video that I'm working on. But yeah, I went ahead and hauled the head. The body is solid. The body was small. I figured I'll just leave it solid, and I hauled the head. So that's
Chibis look like they would be pretty fun to do. I'm just not a fan of chibis. I'm just not. The pop head ones with the
Yeah,
dangling.
it's
It looks
like
cartoon.
bobbleheads,
Yeah.
yeah.
I'm not a fan of those either. Like I've got some. People have bought me because I'm a big collector and stuff, and I love to collect stuff like that. And I'm just not a fan of the whole little cartoon character style of art. It's just not my thing. But that looks awesome, man. I saw your pictures on that. earlier.
The paint job is amazing, eh?
Yeah, it is, man.
I bought this on the floor. I spent all day painting this for my son, and then I had a print messing up, and I spun around, and my big old monkey arm hit it and went all over the floor. And like, oh my god!
Ah,
But luckily, it broke at the joints. I glued it together, and I only had to reprint the top of the cape here up around his head. So that's the only part I had to reprint in resin. And I just touched it up. And the reason it has a funky color is that's what the render looked like that he had, so I made it match. The only thing I don't like, his right eye is squinting, and even if he was looking down the sight of a rifle, it would be his other eye that would be squinting, not the eye looking in the sight. So I don't know why that eye is so tiny. That's the way it's made. So
They're all
dang.
acrylics, Jerry. The paints are all acrylics.
yeah. This one I just hand painted.
Yeah, mate. But what do you base coat it first with?
This rattle can gray primer.
Just straight primer, no problems at all.
Yeah, and then if you're going to chrome something with the chrome paint, I'll use gray primer, then I go over with high gloss black. Once the high gloss black is dried, then I will spray it with a clear Alclad.
Alclad it comes out really, really nice. Yeah.
But I've got some paint.
I-
I bought
the
a-
lack is
Able
the
to
Alclad.
chroming.
I bought a
Yeah,
chrome
the-
pen that works really good. It's a chrome pen, and you just go with a model like it's got a hard plastic tip like those other markers that I have that are hard plastic. That chrome comes out perfect with a chrome pen. So that's why I did all the little bits on this. But what's bad about chrome is if you clear coat a model or put a matte finish over it, when it hits that chrome, it dulls it and looks silver. So you have to go back over it. So always clear coat your model or matte finish it before you do your chrome because it'll dull the chrome.
But Alcad's got a gloss lacquer as well, haven't they, to go over top of the metallic lacquers, haven't they?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Wait a minute. You clear coat before you do the chrome?
That's what I'm saying you should do, because the matte finish, I don't want it to look like a toy. I want it to look like how I painted it, so I just put a matte finish on it to protect the paint. But that matte finish, when it hits chrome, it dulls it, makes it look silver. It's not popping like a mirror no more. So then you'd have to retouch up everything with your chrome pen or with chrome. So if you're going to chrome something, leave it alone. And if you spray chrome on with an airbrush, you have to do a real light coat, because it's almost like that black is bleeding through the chrome, making a mirror. If you do multiple coats, you're going to have silver again.
That's where I messed up.
You got to know when to stop. Yeah, you hit it, you make it look good, stop. Don't overthink it and hit multiple layers, or you're going to wind up with silver.
I bought the Spastics chrome kit with the clear, the black, and the silver, and I did black, silver, clear. And I'm like, how did I butcher this so terribly? Because I did the Cara Dune badge from The Mandalorian, and I wanted to have that mirror chrome look, and it was such a failure. I'm just sitting here like, that sucks, man. It was butchered. I'm like, I just put it away. I was like, I'm just failure. Bye.
Don't look at it.
Yeah, just don't look at it. It's in my box of failures that one day I will come back and revisit.
Somebody out there watching might know, but I don't think they make a product you can spray over chrome that won't dull it. There might be somebody that say, sure, sprayed over the chrome, it'll look the same. But what I've done from stuff I bought at Lowe's or on Amazon, if I go over top of the chrome, it instantly becomes silver again, and I just killed it. So,
well, what I used to do, Jerry, not that I'm a painting expert or anything, but I learned this from someone else, was mop and glow. If you take and put it on a cotton ball and you wipe it across anything that's painted metallic silver or gold or chrome or anything, and I've tried it a few times, and it comes out better than any other spray kind of finish or clear coat that I can do out of a can anyway.
I have a relative. He's about my age. He's been painting his whole life, and he turned me on to mop and glow to spray on, and he said it'll make things that are metal look real metal. And then I went to the store after I bought it, and then I could no longer find the same exact type at Walmart, but I do have a bottle of that. But I've never tried to put it over chrome. But thank you for telling me. I'll try that.
I didn't even know it came in a spray.
Yeah, I got the mop and glow. You want to show the bottle?
No, it's fine. I mean, I don't. Again, I just painting. I hate it. So yeah.
I hate it because I'm not good at it. I want to get better, so I practice. But yeah, like right now, if somebody was to buy off my website a model painted, and I do offer painted, I'm not painting it. I got a buddy, Joe, who has a tattoo shop, who's a world-renowned painter. People send him stuff from all around the world to paint it and send it back. I mean, predator heads and everything else. He is amazing artist, absolutely amazing. Yeah. And I'm going to go shoot with him tomorrow. But yeah, he does all my painting for me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on a second.
Uh-oh. He's in trouble.
All right, guys, I got to run. I knew this was going to be short. I just wanted to pop in and say, hey, guys. So
take care, Chewy. Nice
seeing you.
Chewy.
All right, see ya. Thanks.
Take care.
Yep, and tomorrow's Easter, so happy Easter to everyone. And today
it's well past Easter here now. Well past Easter.
Today is my 11th wedding anniversary. I got married 11 years ago today. So
congratulations, man.
Nice.
So I just showed up. I was there too.
Yes, that's it. Showing up usually helps.
Yeah. So I was
hope you're on time. Hope you made it on time to your wedding. I was late to mine. I wasn't popular.
Yeah, I was there on time. I got married out in what in the hell's the name of it? It's out there by you. God, what's the name of that development? Where everybody lives out in Henderson.
I don't know. It's kind of big now. So yeah. There's well, if you hit so you have Southern Highlands.
No.
Anthem Highlands, Anthem, Green Valley, Lake Mead, Lake. What is it? Lake Las Vegas?
No, it's not quite the Anthem. It's right in the middle off of, I think it's Green Valley Parkway, the main highway there. Isn't that Green Valley Parkway? Or no, what's the main road out there? It's named after the community. What street
So
is that?
there's Horizon Ridge, and that intersects with Green Valley Parkway.
Now my wife needs to pop in the chat and tell me. I can't think of the name of the development.
She'll remind you.
They're all real fancy houses. They're all real expensive area, but I can't think of what it's called. The whole area. It's not Southern Highlands. It's down the street from that.
Well, Southern Highlands is quite a bit south of Green Valley.
Yeah, what's the name of it? Brandy's not watching right now.
And then there's Summerlin West.
So, trying to think of the name of that street. It's like 6 lanes, 7 lanes wide. It's a major thoroughfare right through Henderson. It goes up to the M. What's the name of that road the M's on?
St. Rose?
St. Rose. It's on St. Rose, and can't think of the name of the cross street.
So, well, coming down St. Rose, you've got, well, it crosses Horizon Ridge. It crosses, as you go south, I mean, there's a few little side roads. Maryland, it crosses Maryland, and then you get down to me, you hit the M.
Yeah, I can't remember. I'll have to ask her.
So you hit Las Vegas Boulevard.
Yeah. Anybody else like to drop in and hang out? You're very welcome to. I can repost the link here in chat. I'm not sure who else is streaming right now, but I figured I usually go on Saturday, so I'll just go on Saturday afternoon. Here I am. But
and, well, Jerry, my dinner bell has been rung. So it's time for me to go. Good spending time with you, Kieran. And,
no worries.
and
Cheers, Jason.
me.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
And happy anniversary.
Thank you. That multi-PM that you're on, you can chat with anybody and they'll answer. Everybody sees it. All 4 or 5 of us see it. Or, Sam, whoever, he'll answer it, depending on, what time it is. Just throw a comment out there and people randomly see them. So.
Okay. All right. And I mean, I don't know what I can do, but if there's something that,
you got any questions about anything or, whatever, you just chat. So.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right, guys. Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
It's just you and me now, Jerry.
Anybody have any questions out there or anything you want to talk about, Kieran?
No, I'm good at the moment. It's all good. This was these chats are useful. Lots of general knowledge and lots of stuff gets dispersed, which is great.
Yeah, usually I have up to 10 people in here in chat, but a lot of what's bad about having so many people, and if different people want to talk, there's a lot of clashing people talking about at the same time. So
5 or 6 is normally a good number. Looks like from all the live streams. Yeah, any more than that, and it gets pretty busy.
And then if people are watching on their cell phone, it's really hard seeing all the little tiny people. What's going on?
Yeah, just see moving color blobs. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so you're down in Australia, right?
Yep. I'm in Perth, but I'm
oh, nice.
I'm a Kiwi, so.
So a few shows of Gold Rush. We're down in Australia, and I guess there's a lot of gold all over Australia.
Yeah, WA has plenty of gold. What they might now, they've got mountains of it. Literally, Kalgoorlie is just a great big hole in the ground. They've been mining for years and years and years.
And then a lot of areas shut down where I guess at some point they're letting people go in one area. I don't know where it's at and dig, and they stopped all that and they stopped people from digging where people just show up with a shovel and start digging. But I've seen some really big nuggets that they pulled out of Australia that have been discovered down there.
Well, even recently, they picked up 3 or 4 kilos of gold. You can go and get a prospect license, $120 for the year license, and you can prospect in worked over ground, and people are pulling nuggets out, reasonable sized nuggets, and making livings out of it. $1,000 a weekend.
Wow, that's awesome.
Yep. You just got metal detectors, and off you go. It's a very popular hobby. Doing your fossicking with the gold.
Sweet Bee, didn't you win a roll of filament from me yesterday? I tried to email you twice. I believe it was Sweet Bee that won a roll I emailed, and I was waiting to hear back what color PLA and your address so I could have ZYLTECH mail that out to you. Anyway, let's see. I'm going to repost my email in chat. I think it was Sweet Bee the one. I got the name wrote down in my other room. I can verify. Yeah, that was her. I can verify that.
Yeah, I'll send you my address for that sticker as well, Jerry. So that should have shown up in your email.
All right. Yeah, here's my email right there, Sweet Bee. If you could email me what color PLA you'd like off ZYLTECH and your address, and I'll have ZYLTECH will mail that out to you Monday morning. So, oh, he sent me 2 emails. Okay, let me check. I haven't checked since this morning, but as of this morning, I didn't see them. Yeah, let me check my spam folder. I'm not seeing them here. Oh, they're in my spam folder.
Yeah, common for new emails. Will pop up there quite readily. I have to do that all the time.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'm just reading and see where she's talking about what film that she wants. I'm not seeing where you mentioned. Yeah, I found it was in my spam folder. I overlooked it. Sweet Bee, if you tell me in chat what color PLA it was you wanted, so I didn't notice it. You might have it written in there. I'll have to go back and read it after the stream. But if you could tell me in chat, I'll make sure that I don't have to email you back again. Yeah, usually I check my spam folder, but most things don't go there. My first roll of ZYLTECH. What color of filament? If you looked at their site to see what the colors had available, or would you like me to just randomly pick you one like rainbow or something? Okay, rainbow. All right, sure. If they have it in stock, I'll have it sent out. Yes. Awesome. Yeah, Titan extruder. I have an FL Sun with a Titan extruder on it, and I had no problem running TPU. I ran both TPUs, the 85A, I think it is, and the 90 something, and they both printed fine with the Titan style extruder because the soft filament will not back out of the extruder. I had no problem whatsoever. That's what I printed all my pieces for the droid we're working on, the Bot, which is called, what's the new name called?
Scrambler.
Scramble, yeah, I got all those printed on that. I printed them on Hypercube. And there was then some of them that did screw up. I printed on the FL Sun, the Delta, no problem.
You got to try the T-Bow tracks for the. We've only got 95 TPU. I couldn't get any 85 over here in Australia. Just not in stock. It's just all gone. So try out 95. See how it goes.
I'm not sure. I have TH3D software on most of my printers. I have their filament runout sensor and Easy ABL. I'm running all stock hot ends. If you switch to a MicroSys direct drive, you'll probably have to make a firmware change. So, but yeah, I'm sure that TH3D's firmware or you'll read his PDF files. He'll explain what you have to change and when you change for this and that. But I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, no problem, Sweet Bee. That'll get mailed out Monday to you. Yeah, they got real nice filament.
Well, that said, it's more the flexibility I'm worried about for the gearing. Just getting across the wheels. Because you used 85, didn't you, Jerry, on yours, your TiVo?
Yeah, I use 95, but I'm thinking because they have the pins, I think there'll be no problem with them turning. But Sam was talking about traction. If it's too slick, then they may want to just spin.
Spin, yeah.
So he recommended using a softer stuff. Maybe it'll grip better, but I don't know yet. Like I said, I have my pins right here that came in the mail. I got them all printed. I just have to probably today or tomorrow start popping pins in, putting them together. So, and the motors.
They did the previous baby one with the tracks. That was 85 you used as well, didn't you, for that one, or 95 for that one?
Off those tracks like 6 or 7 times, and I started with the harder GPU.
Yeah.
And when I bought bigger servos. For the cheaper ones I bought broke, so I bought ones that cost a little more money, had metal gearing in them, and it was just spinning and wasn't turning the track. So then I bought some stuff off Amazon. It wasn't Ninja Tech, it was Yo-Yu. It was like 85.
You're saying that.
And they were soft enough, but it's still spinning. So I took some rubber bands and I put around that gear, hoping that the rubber band would help grab that track.
More friction, yeah.
So he don't drive very well. No,
so the wheels spin and the track stays stationary.
Basically,
just too much,
turn, but it don't really turn. I can kind of help it, but it really don't turn right. So
So
I'm
it's
wondering.
not quite enough flexible to get it enough tension on it. Okay. So I've got, like I said, I've got TPU, but it's only 95, so I'll have to try it out.
And then on the new droid that we're doing,
With the individual pieces, yeah.
it'll drive in those tracks. Those gears are cut, so it'll drive in.
Yeah.
And I have some of that spray paint stuff. It's like rubber. I can't think of the name of it, but I bought it down at Lowe's. I could spray that wheel with that possibly and build up a rubbery coating, and maybe that would grip that track and spin it. So not sure. Awesome.
Yeah, well, my printer who shall not be named speed's not big enough for the new one, so I'll just stick with the small ones.
Yeah, plastic dip. That's exactly what I got.
Yeah.
Because my Ghostbuster car, the front and back seat in the Ghostbuster car, I sprayed with plastic dip, like 10 layers on it to make it look more like a rubbery finish. But I'm thinking if I coat that V-slot roller that goes on that servo with a lot of plastic dip and rubberize it, it will help grab that track better. It's got that slot in the track. Maybe it'll help grab it and turn it. I just haven't tried it yet. And I thought about plastic dip in my truck, actually, but I talked to a few people, and they said the sun in Las Vegas, it'll destroy it. It'll burn it. See, it's hotter than hell here in summertime. But when I worked construction forever, it didn't matter. You know, you're dripping and sweating, you're dirty, and that's your job. No big deal. But now that I'm retired and I don't have to be in the heat, it'll be the middle of summer, and I walk out front and say, nope, I go back in the house. It's like, you know, I don't have to be in it, so I'm not. So you kind of get used to it.
Was your bed heated, Gary, for your TPU? For your not sticking? Gary's saying he had the TPU, he couldn't get it to stick for his tracks.
Yeah, he's having the same problem as the servo was turning, right, Gary, and the tracks aren't.
No, I think he
moving.
means for printing the TPU. He actually couldn't get the TPU to stick in his printer bed.
Well, I had no problem. I printed, like I said, my FL Sun. I printed all my tracks on that, and what other printer? I think I printed
Okay.
Yeah, the 85A I printed on the FL Sun because it has a Titan extruder, and I printed some other track out with a 95A or 96, whatever it's called. I printed that on my CR10, which has a regular steel extruder with the gear, the inlet and outlet are really close together. It's got a PTFE tube on one side, a metal sleeve on the other. It's real close to the gear, and as long as I don't print too close to the bed, it won't back out of the extruder. But if you have an enclosed extruder, then it'll work fine.
How hot was your bed, Gary?
Or
did you back? Like
mine was
Gary
70,
said, yeah.
Yeah, 70 degrees on mine.
Yeah, Gary T was saying he didn't say what his temperature was, but he still used a heated bed for his TPE.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I got 2 rolls to try, and if I burn up a couple of rolls and see how it turns up. If it works, it works.
I think Sam printed at 101, 102%. I tried one, it was too big, went back to 100. But yeah, Tito, for some reason, it's a very simple little build, and I don't know why I'm having trouble with those tracks.
But it's just the track, isn't it? Just the track. Must be. Maybe it's just the.
It's not easily turning. And I'm thinking I got too much power maybe on the servo or something, and it's spinning too fast. It's just not grabbing it. So I figured if I, like I say, spray that B-slot front wheel with something, it'd be more rubberized. That's why I tried to put a rubber band in it. And the rubber bands were real narrow. They weren't wide enough, and it will help grab that. So maybe if I got a wider rubber band and twisted it, doubled it up, put it down in that crack, that would make that crack taller, and then it would grab the track.
Test it with a lower power battery. Drop the torque down, just see if it works with a lower voltage. That'll give you a torque idea. Or a flat battery. If it works with this lower torque on a flat battery, you know it's your motor's driving too fast.
Can I turn down the torque on the servos?
Depends. Some of the controllers, you can back the power off of some of the RC controllers. You can drop you can set your maximum power be like 50%, that's your maximum power output. But it depends on your RC controller.
Yeah, I got it that way right now. I used to have a DX6i before I got into 3D printing, and it was a real nice controller for foam built planes. And I sold all that stuff about a year ago, and now
bad timing.
Yeah, I bought a cheap one off of Amazon for like $50. It's I forget the name. It's a $50 controller. It's here somewhere.
Yeah, I've still got mine coming. It's been coming for 3 weeks from Amazon US. It just takes so long to get stuff down here in Australia. To buy it locally, it's just obscene amount of money.
Yeah, fly sky, a cheap little fly sky. It's like $55.
Yeah.
That's what I got right now.
Yeah, it looks like the one I've got coming in, yeah, because they're quite cheap overseas, but in Australia, they cost a fortune down here.
Wow, it's crazy. I know Canada has a lot of trouble getting a lot of stuff they want, and they got to pay all these other fees.
Fees and that is fine. There's no duty on things under $1,000, so you're not paying anything excess. You can get what you want coming in from overseas. It just takes so long to get down here.
Well, you got Amazon down there, right? Warehouses?
We got our own local Amazon, but the local Amazon stock, most of it is you order it locally, and it still comes from the US. So you're ordering it Amazon Australia, but it's still supplied by Amazon US, so it still comes out of the US.
Yeah, I remember last year when they had a lot of rioting going on in America, somebody burned an Amazon warehouse back east. I'm thinking, what in the hell are you doing? I love Amazon as long as most people love Amazon. You're burning the damn warehouse?
That's been the saving light for COVID is online shopping at Amazon. That's it.
I got packages come my garage. I had so many empty boxes I had to throw a lot of them out. I always got Amazon coming here bringing something.
Yeah. So many things you forget what you ordered and it turns up. Oh, that's right. I ordered that. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay.
So, yeah, whenever I got a mirror on one of my CR10s and I have I use glue stick on that. And then occasionally, if I have trouble with something not laying down right on top of the glue stick, I'll put down nanopolymer. And as you know, nanopolymer, it doesn't release until it cools down. As long
See that
as you
comment from Dominic, Mesh Mixer can put a function to add some stippling onto your walls to give it some, that could be useful. Just to give a bit of extra grip. Dimple the wall. Like a surface pattern on the outside of your gears.
Yeah. Yeah, mod the part a little bit.
Just a bit more surface area for grip.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do that and then reprint a couple wheels.
Yeah, just the nice thing with Hevo, you just do one side, test it on one side and see how it goes.
Don't understand the comment. Did you pay Amazon for the boat with the engine, or is it on a canoe?
No, he means my stuff coming so long from the US.
Oh, okay.
Australia's a long way from anywhere, trust me. And being in WA, we're a long way from anywhere. The nearest capital city is in a foreign country for us. It's closer to go to Singapore than it is to go to Sydney from Perth or Indonesia. We're a long way from anywhere.
Yeah, Gary, if you print a whole bunch of tracks, don't worry, I did too. And, as you can see, I got a lot of printers, and I've got hundreds of prints behind me, and I printed lots, but I haven't printed much with TPU. In the past, I always said I never had a use for it. I've done a video on some that I tested from Arion. I said, well, I don't do RC cars. I don't need tires. I'll never use this again. And now I have a reason.
Famous last words.
Yeah, definitely.
And selling all your RC gear just if we don't need it no more, no.
And then I had a little bit of stringing on all those tracks in my Hypercube I had like 55 of the little tracks lined up and 5 failed, but I had a little stringing. So I lined them up. I clipped off a few little little burrs here and there. And then I got my propane torch out. I keep in the garage, the blue propane torches. And I just ran it across them and burned off all those little hairs instantaneously, cleaned them up.
You printed them all at the same time or printing them in sequence? It's like the Cura print in sequence mode.
All at the same time. I just went on a slicer and I, duplicated.
Yep, just duplicate them. Yeah, because Cura has that function where you can print them in sequence. So if one fails, it'll just print the one completely, then start the next, as long as you have enough bed space. It's quite useful.
Yeah, I just done them all at once, and I had a problem because I'd done them all. I had like 55 of them on there out of 60, and I was ready to go to bed at like 12 o'clock at night, 3 or 4 days ago, and I came out to check my printer. Oh, no. Something let loose.
The blob came out.
I took over an hour to clean up that hot end. And then I said, you know what, I'll fix this. And it was on a spring steel sheet with PEI. So I got out nanopolymer and I painted it with nanopolymer, started to print. First layer went not good, went back to bed. And of course, it took 2 days to print that many, but they eventually got done. Let me see if I got enough filament left for this dome. The dome's almost done for scramble. Yeah, I have enough filament left. Okay, it'll be done here in probably, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. It's almost done.
So how many grams is the dome use up then? How many kilos does the dome use?
Oh, I don't know. I got not even half. What else have I printed? Let me think about it for a minute. Okay, printed. I printed the bottom. I printed that little piece that goes in it. I printed the two skirts. Now I got the dome going, and it looks like I'm burning up almost a roll.
Surprisingly, how little they actually use up. I mean, the small one behind that one. There we go. Small one behind me. I mean, that didn't even use up half a roll. 420 odd grams. So, as long as you don't get the failures, they don't use much filament really.
Yeah, here's all the parts. I got everything here for it. Yeah, I printed one extra, but I couldn't believe when I loaded the bed up out of 55 of them, 4 of them failed. For some reason in the back, 4 of them were screwed up. So no big deal. The rest
temperature, shielding
yeah,
temperature. Yeah.
So, but yeah, everything else is done in PLA plus, and then TPU, and the dome and the skirt are done in PLA in ZYLTECH. Trevor gave me a couple rolls. He mailed me. So these are just regular PLA, silk black PLA ZYLTECH came out with. So 15% infill. My layers are 644 slice with simplified 3D.
Yeah, just with these bigger 12-volt motors, I don't know how strong they'll be with that, because there's a lot of power in those 12-volt motors. Looks like. So, mind you, the unit itself's not that big and it's not that heavy, so it doesn't pull much.
Mm-hmm. Have you been building droids for a long time?
No. This is the first one I did was that first one behind me. So that was the introduction. After it jumped in, these guys forced me into it. These bastards. Which is great. It's been great. Get off my ass. So
I've heard about Mr. Bagley for a very long time, and I just never went and checked out his Patreon.
I've checked some of his. You see it on YouTube, his videos all the time. It's just Sam just pushes all into it. You know, it's all Sam's fault.
Yeah.
But it's great because I mean something that size off my nameless printer behind me. We can't mention the name. Oh, Tripod's not here, but we can't mention its name just in case he's listening.
6SE, yeah.
That's it. But mine's touch wood. It just does the job, you know. And to throw something out of that quality and that finish on it is amazing. Just with half a roll of filament, with a couple of servos, it's great. So the plan is seeing what comes off for the electronics from the scrambler, whether you can throw the electronics in this up the same way on a smaller scale. It should be the same because there's so much space inside it. Put some near pixels inside that.
When I got into 3D printing, I'm going to say around 4 years ago, might have been a little less, a little more, something around 4 years. I had about one CR10, and I had to have another one because, this is taking too long to print. I want to.
It's all downhill from there.
Yeah, so I bought a second one, and then I got an Ender 3, and then there's a place called Nellis Auction here in Vegas that sells Amazon returns. I bought 3 or 4 Ender 3s from them. Some were pros, some were regular. And then TiVo sent me out a Tarantula Pro. That's a whole kit you put together. Prints perfect. I love the little machine. And then what else have I got? And then I got the Hypercube I built in ZYLTECH 445 Core XY. And, it prints pretty good, but I have to tweak certain things on it here and there. And then I got a CR10 Max from a friend of mine that I bought from him. And the motherboard in it needs to be replaced. And I really don't want to spend $80 for another CR10 motherboard for the Max. I want to find something else that will drop a drop-in replacement, but I don't know that there is one. So there's not a lot of stuff out there for the CR10 Max, but the build volume's 450 by 450 or 475.
Yeah, that's the only thing. The CR6 that's a 235, 250, but which is a good size for an off-the-shelf printer, and it does a good job. It's just but I'm lucky. The wife won't let me leave this room, so if it doesn't fit inside this room, I can't get it. So I've only got the one. So I've only got a small office here. So
I'm in a living room in my house. If you've ever seen any of my videos, I'm right.
I've seen it. Yeah.
This is the biggest room in my house, and then I have a patio that's underneath the house, and I got a sliding door right here. And I said, you know what? I'm going to enclose the patio. So I put up a wall, and I move my resin and paint stuff.
Outside there, which is good. Yeah.
Right now, I'm thinking about maybe I could enclose the patio that's out there, but I made a pergola out of it. I took off the roof because it leaked, where the roofing met the house. I always had a leak right there. So I ripped off the roofing, put in slats so the sun can beam through it. And it looks nice. And I actually thought about putting a regular roof back on it and closing it to expand my area, but I don't want to get carried away. I just need to sell some printers. So right now I'm thinking about 3 or 4 of my enders. I have one of them that's 500 millimeters tall. I have an ender extender kit on it. And actually I might run an ad on Facebook Marketplace and see if somebody wants to trade me for a decent Canon DSLR and just trade them for some printers.
Yeah,
but it has to be local pickup because I'm not going to mail them. I can't afford shipping. So, and then I got lots of models I need to put on Etsy, and I just sold one model on Etsy recently, a Spawn statue I had. I wanted $400 for it. It was painted. It looks pretty nice. It's not perfect. It looks pretty good. And I dropped the price 25% off. Well, somebody bought it for $300. It's like, wow, cool. But after free shipping to Texas and all the Etsy fees, I only get $176 out of $300.
Yeah.
So it's like, wow, that was depressing.
Well, that's it. There's always the, what's this filament do? Let's print a model off and see. And then suddenly you got a shelf full of filament tests behind you, and benches. You can only go so far with the bench. You need something decent to print off. Yeah.
Yeah, when I first got into it, I'm like, wow, I can print these big models. So I did. And that's a mistake. I should have printed things like this. If you guys are just getting in 3D printing, make everything this big. Because in a couple of years, if you don't, what am I going to do with all this?
Yeah, 4 to 5 inches is a good enough size for a test print and to test the functionality out. Yeah, anything bigger than that, do it in pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, it's easier to paint larger things, and as you get older, you lose your eyesight. You got to wear reading glasses.
Tell me about it.
And sometimes the light isn't enough. You got to have even more light.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Take your time, prime everything first.
You think that's bad? Wait till you have to start soldering up these NeoPixels with the Arduinos.
Yeah,
because that's what I've got.
I've got like a magnifying glass on a light, so I'm like a boom, and I can move that.
Yep.
Watch what I'm doing.
So I've got the same thing. I've got the I've got a lightsaber to populate with Arduinos and all the wiring's done. Just got to put it all together. Just waiting for the but the wiring up the NeoPixels. My eyes are going oh shit, So yeah, magnifying glass comes in very handy with the extra LED light source around it. That's what you want. And also a small vise to hold the parts or hold the circuit boards, because the third hand's fine, but in most cases you want a bit more weight to it. So like a small vise to hold the circuit boards makes it easier to solder them.
Yeah, I've got a little tiny vise in here in the house, and out in the garage, of course, I got a great big giant vise because I'm
Pantene Junior or something, just small enough to 3 or 4 inches, just enough weight to hold it steady with, so you can just get the soldering iron and your hands in there without knocking it over.
That they make that come with 2 alligator clips and magnifying glass. That thing is a fun little piece of junk.
Yeah, I've got one of those, but that just gets used for the weight. So that gets used for one. I've got a Magic Hand Pro nice metallic base. The arms are magnets, and they can move them around to the base, which is quite good. And then you put the vise in the middle.
And I just off of eBay. I think they're like 5 millimeters to 5x5, I believe they were, for the scramble. And why they need to be so tall, I don't know. But that's how big he made the hole, so I ordered the ones he recommended.
Yeah. Well, that said, go what he recommends, and it works.
Yeah.
I mean, it was just the scariest part was with the this one here was the bridging the body upside down, watching that body bridge. It was amazing to watch it, but Jesus Christ, that's a hell of a bridging thing to do.
On the droid that we wound up, which printer was it? Oh, actually, our first one we did. Okay. Yeah. This one right here, when I first got the files, I'm like, wow, I'm going to make that at 175%.
Yeah, your crown, your Jerry crown, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's right. And once I started printing, it's like, okay, now where am I going to get all the parts for it? I don't know what bearings, what will work. It's so much bigger, but let's see. Is this? Oh, yeah, here's a head for it.
Yeah.
So I got all the parts done for it. I just, one of these days, I need to figure out how I'm going to power it and make it work. But yeah, this is big. So. But
theoretically, the bearings, because there's no weight in the helmet. The 3mm bearings, for the standard size, should work, and even the servos really, because it's not got much weight and it's just driving those point wheels. There's no weight to it.
Yeah, just buy a better, I guess, for the wheel. The little cheap blue plastic ones won't cut it. Just buy
no.
Yeah, I was looking on Mr. Bagley site, Mr. B site, I usually call him Mr. B, looking for an R2D2 sound so I can put it in my Stream Deck. And I was checking through the files. I know they're there somewhere. I just couldn't find the.
Yeah, he's got the there are the sound files. He's got a whole pile of Droid files, Droid audio. It's under, where is it? Because I pulled them down. Where are we?
Link in the chat because I was unable to locate where they're at.
Okay, because it's got Astromech sounds. It's got an Astromech sounds folder, BB8 pile of sounds in it. I'll see if I can grab the link for you. Hang on.
All
right. R2 sounds and music. Let me just grab BB8 sounds. See if I can find it for you. Bear with me. And I'll see if I can get I'll grab the link for you.
I found one off the internet. It was just a screaming sound. It wasn't.
Now this is just the beep beep bop bops from R2. I'll hang on and I'll jump on his side and see if I've got it here.
Then you'd like
I'll send you the drink to his Dropbox. Give me a second here.
Okay,
I'll just see if I can grab it. Yep. Boom, 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 boom. Just the one.
And anybody that was wondering about GST 3D, they're special. Where you get 10 rolls for $100. They're out of Florida. You get free shipping. Yeah, it's PLA plus is all they make. I've had no problem with it. I originally had some clogging issues, some under extrusion, so I replaced both my brass nozzles on 2 of my printers. And then I printed out all these droid parts, most of them in white, PLA plus, and they printed beautifully. So soon I'm going to be ordering probably another 10 rolls. Been very happy.
Where is it? The droid. Just to find it.
When PLA is costing $20 a roll, that gets expensive. So 10 rolls for $100, PLA plus, no problem. A few people said they've tried it and they had clogging issues and it's just sitting there. They're not using it. Another guy hates it, but I've had no problems with it. I had a couple problems, but I worked them out. So most of the time it's operator error, just like on my resin prints. The mid-sized resin printers, different resins, you got to have different settings. So it's not like a little resin printer like my Elegoo Mars. No matter what I dumped in the Mars, it just printed great. It's a mid-sized printer. You got to tweak a lot of settings. Some resins like ZYLTECH, I dump in it, the prints come out great. Other ones, you have to tweak this and that. You might still have failures, so you got to figure out all the settings.
That should be the link to the Astromech Sounds folder. It's under its exclusives folder, under his Patreon page. So see if that works, Jerry.
All right, thanks. I'm on his $5 a month tier, so that's something I normally have access to, right?
The one, the $5 a month, I think. Yeah, that's what I'm on. So it's just under its exclusives, Patreon exclusives. So
I didn't want you to give me something I'm not supposed to have. I don't want to go there. So
no. Well, if you haven't, you shouldn't be able to do it because it's straight from the new Patreon link. So straight from the Patreon page under his
I can see it now. Thank you very much.
Exclusives. Yeah. It's a bit, I won't say untidy, but you have to dig down a bit. That's all. So it should be okay.
All right. Yeah, this new microphone I bought, the only reason I got the new mic was simply so I'd have the wavelength software so I could, my Stream Deck, I can make it change scenes. I got that figured out. But when I play different sounds, and you're wearing headphones, so I don't know if this will be too loud for you. I've been trying to get that to have the proper feed, and I got Super Chat. If somebody donates to me, it plays this one. Super Chat! So anyway, just kind of messing with it.
Yeah, it's much better now that you bump the sound up. So at the start of the stream, it was just so faint. I mean, but now that you bumped it up to 95% the volume.
Yeah, I changed it to something. I don't remember.
Yeah, it straight away it was a massive improvement. So obviously, there's a bit of a sweet spot on the volume.
And I've almost got an echo when I'm talking, but I turned down my speaker a little bit here and just trying to get it all working right. So
yeah, we're not getting the echo on this end, so it could just be from your speaker because it's good now.
Anyway, I'm coming up on 3 hours. I think I'm going to call the stream. Last week was
no worries.
Hours. Typically I do 4, but yeah, it's been awesome. I thank you very much for coming on. And
I appreciate the chance. It's all good.
And like next week, whenever we invite people to join in with us, hopefully Tripod won't say, okay, and now the next person, you go back in the green room. Everybody can be on screen. If we got room, everybody can stay on screen. I see no reason to only go with, this person needs to go out so this guy can come in. No, if there's room and we're talking about droid stuff and they're not just sitting there going, duh, then there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, well, it may start with droids, then it's pick on his upskirting.
So, yeah, with the camera. So,
Oh, he brought it upon himself.
yeah. So, yeah, Gary T, you have a good night. And thank you, Karen, very much. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Cheers, Jerry. Appreciate it.
Well, you take care. Have a great night.
Yep. Okay.
And that's another live stream. We went 2 hours, 55 minutes. I want to thank everybody for sticking around. I'm working on a few videos, and I don't know, another 3 or 4 days, I'll do another live stream, another hangout. And you're always welcome to join in. If you guys want to show up what projects you're working on, you're always welcome. And thank you very much, Non-Fan, for the copy. And Sweet Bee, we'll get the PLA will get shipped out to you, the Rainbow, Monday morning. I'll contact ZYLTECH here in a minute. But everybody have a great night, and thank you. Please like, subscribe, share the video. I'm at 2,300 subs right now. When I get to 2,500, I'm having a huge giveaway. Tons of stuff. I just need 200 more people, and then I'll schedule the stream, and we'll give away lots of goodies. PLA, STL files, just all kinds of things. So thank you very much, and everybody take care, and happy printing.